on go, we on go, we on go, we on go, go, go. We on go, we on go. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, beautiful people. How are we today? How are we today? We on go, we on go, we on go, we on go, go, go. Honorable. Fuck out of here. I hate gnats. We on go, we on go, we on go, we on go, go, go. We're going to go ahead and get started in here in just a moment. Actually, it looks like that moment. It looks like the time is now. The time is nigh. Posted a hype video before the live. I wanted to make sure the hype video was G to G. All right. Good morning. 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 Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. Who do we got? One Mighty Pen. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Lotus. Good morning, Vixen. Good morning, Manders. Good morning. Over on YouTube, Shelly Belly. Good morning, Jose. Good morning, Paul Paul. Good morning. Who's funding the billions in small town bank? Surrendering complex loan that's building the Islamic town. Paul number 2, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. I'm not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you. Lauren, good morning. How are you? Julian, you can get the hell out of my request. I don't understand. You're being weird. You kept requesting yesterday all day after I kicked you twice and told you, one, you're not an American citizen, so I don't want to talk to you. Like, what the fuck are we doing? No means no, bro. Holy shit, learn consent. What are we doing? Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. We are going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. So if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you're over on the YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. It will help boost the VOD, the stream. It'll push it out and get more people in here. We are going to get this thing rolling in just a moment. I'm excited about today. We're going to have a wonderful day. I hope everyone's having a beautiful Friday. Paul, stop spamming the weird shit in the Paul 2. Stop spamming the weird shit in the comment section. If you want to talk about whatever the hell it is you're talking about, then getting a request. I'm not gonna like talk to you from the comment section. That's fucking weird. Anyway, guys, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Make sure, if you don't mind, share the live to your stories and to your FYP. That'll help boost the live, and it will help get more people in here. We have the daily gift goal, which is a little pink heart puffs. If we can knock those out, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to make sure that we get pushed out to the FYP. Last but not least, when you send your daily heart me, and you comment in the comment section, make sure you go back and collect your points. It adds you to the team. It boosts the live. It protects the live. It does so very much. So make sure that you are doing all the wonderful things, again, tap the screen, share the live. Let's get the likes up to 15,000 likes. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. With that being said, let's go.
Yeah, funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. This ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface level, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat flyer mods working, crowd waiting. Somebody finna get cooked tonight. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Yeah. You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boost and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rep, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next, welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Pipe down. You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now.
You should, but just in case you don't know, don't worry, I got you. You absolutely should, but just in case you don't know, don't worry, I got you. I got you. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. You guys have been going off with the daily gift goal. I know that's fucking right. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. If we can knock those out a couple of times, that'll definitely help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. So, keep doing all the wonderful things. We are in a position where we need to make sure that we're unpacking. And when I say unpacking, I mean unpacking in a multitude of things. First and foremost, men, we are the problem. Let's talk about it. I know that may make you feel uncomfortable, but holy hell, you got to build a bridge and get over it, big guy, right? We got to talk about it. Next, absolutely. Republicans, you guys hate our country. You hate our country. It's actually proving, what are we doing? The fact that the Republican Party is actively trying to destroy our country speaks to who they are, what they're about, and how things work. Next, we got to talk about capitalism. Capitalists, your system does not work. It just doesn't. And when I say it doesn't work, I'm not talking about in theory. I'm talking about in reality. So make sure that we're talking about reality. Number 4, white people. Racism is your problem. I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but oof, we got to deal with it. Last but not least, Christian, the Bible is slavery. No, I'm not talking about actual physical slavery. No, I'm not talking about chattel slavery or indentured servitude. I'm talking about slavery to a book that you don't even understand. It's fucking wild. Anyway, let's get after it. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are friendly and like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? What up, Kick? If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Nah. I don't know, like, how are men the problem? Or how are we the problem?
Okay, so like, you disagree with the premise that men, we are the problem?
Yeah, well, I don't know in what way?
Well, just to verify, do you disagree when I say that? Or what are your, when you hear me say men, we are the problem, are you like, yep,
I'm fucking trying to,
right? Are you like nah,
understand? Yeah. I'm trying to understand the reasoning of the, like, of that statement. Like, what are we the problem of? Like, you know, like specifically.
Well, I mean, in order to give you specifics, I would go into a debate, but I'll give you, I guess, a high level to try to make a determination whether you want to debate or not. And that's why I'm trying to say, like, is it something that actually you're like, nah, I don't agree with that. But high level, every issue that we have in society today.
What? How does that work? Like,
so do you disagree with the premise when you hear men, we are the problem?
What you say?
So do you disagree with the premise when you hear men, we are the problem?
I disagree that men is the problem for everything in society. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we can get into it. Let's get into the debate. Rashid, is that how you say your name?
Yeah.
All right, Rashid, tell me why you disagree with the premise, men, we are the problems. I'm going to take notes and, you know, you feel free to tell me as much as you want. And I'm going to make sure that I have a full understanding of your reason why you disagree with the prompt.
Okay. So I don't feel like a specific gender of a people or not of humans can be the problem of every problem in the world. For example, there are problems that are specifically because of rich men. There's problem because of rich or not really rich men. Problems for men from certain countries.
FYI, I'm not talking about it. I mean, technically, we could blow this out to the entire world, but I'm keeping this like where our feet are. We're talking about the U.S.
Okay, well then there are men with certain ideologies whom in the same country and place there are men that oppose those said ideologies. You feel me? So like I don't feel like a Republican president should represent all men. Neither should a Democrat. You feel me? So like specifically with all the problems in the world, especially when it comes to men in this country, there's most likely a larger or at least large group of men that opposes that said problem that men are causing. You feel me? So like I don't get how men specifically can be the problem, which when most problems that occur in this country, it is never the majority of men that agrees with said problem or is actively trying to make that problem worse. You feel me? Because in every situation, any example that you can give, I can almost guarantee you that there is either majority of men or a large group that will oppose and disagree with that problem that men are causing. You feel me?
Okay. All right. So perfect. So I have your premise here, and let me know if I'm mischaracterizing anything that you are saying, or if there's anything else that you want to add. So you disagree with the premise about men, we are the problem, because you're saying that you can't actually assign all the problems to one specific gender. You say that there are different types of men, like rich men. People have different ideologies or views. Even when you talk about presidential representation, not one president is going to represent the ideology and beliefs of all of the country. And then you said that there's always like men opposing certain men, depending on what the aspects are. So like it's differing views. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to add to that?
Not right now.
Okay, perfect. All right. So when looking at the entire premise as far as why we say, like I'm referring to men, we are the problem, it digs at the heart of like how society is run, how society is structured, and the fact that men, we are, due to the patriarchy, we sit at the top of the systems that continue to actually lead our society while disenfranchising others. Right. So the idea that you can't assign this to like a specific gender, yeah, you can. Right. I mean, if you subscribe to the performance of men, then you fall in the category of benefiting from the patriarchy. Now, depending on, because you have points of like, there's all different types of men. Yeah, I agree. And depending on those different types of men, they might have different like viewpoints or whatever. But if you subscribe to man, then you benefit from the patriarchy as a whole. The bigger issue is that if you take a look at the issues that we have in our society, like the prevalent issues, violent crime, right? The overarching dispute about like politics, men have been the driving factors behind all of that. Men lead in all categories of violent crime, CSAM, femicide. When you talk about like politics, even though if you want to look at the last 250 years, the House, Senate, presidency, though that's all been like 90% has been white men. Overwhelmingly, even after that 90%, it's been men. So if we take a look at how things have rolled out, it's all directly related to the way that we separate men from every other categorization, women, femme presenting people, even children. And we have continued to perpetuate harm on them due to men's monopoly on violence.
But aren't men at the same time usually the majority victim of most violent crimes? So that was
by other men.
Yeah, so that would go back to what I'm saying of there's always a opposing factor of a majority like that. You know what I mean? So if we lead in violent crimes of like getting murdered,
I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. So murdered. You think that we should absolve men leading in violent crime because men lead in violent crimes towards other men?
I'm saying that I shouldn't be blamed if another man wants to kill me, basically. You feel me? So like just because we're the same sex doesn't mean gender. That I should be the blame of this man trying to kill me as another man. So is that a problem? Yes, like it's obviously a problem, but that's not a problem that we can fix if there's also two opposing sides within men. You feel me? So like once again, that's not gonna make sense of we're the problem if it's a problem within us majority of the time. If men are murdering other men,
I think you're missing your own point, right?
How so?
So you said that if it's like you gave the example, someone wants to kill you, it's another man, right? And the problem is within us, then you can't blame. Like I think the big problem that you're having is that you think that I'm trying to assign blame when I'm saying we are the problem, right? It's not about saying that like this person or this group or this gender is the problem. It's about saying there's an actual problem that needs to be addressed within the group. I think you've already acknowledged that there's a problem. And so instead of actually thinking like, well, I'm being blamed for the overarching representation of the group that I belong to, the thought process that I take and I'm trying to get people to shift towards is understanding that since we belong to the group that's a problem, then it's our responsibility to take care of the group, even if it's not us doing the individual action.
I know, but I'm trying to say that if you said that we are the problem, I'm trying to see problems that they are a solution to that that we can actively do. You feel me? So like, so if there's men that are like saying are violent or like doing violent crimes, and then there are men that oppose it, was a solution to that, because I don't want us or hopefully like your claim isn't something that like we're a problem and there's and like there's no solution just because
there's
we're
absolutely
men. You feel me?
Yeah.
Huh?
So, I mean, the thing that we need to do as men, we need to address other men, right? And when I say address other men, it comes in a multitude of ways. First and foremost, we need to actually work on deconstructing, right? I mean, we need to understand that we are, the group that benefits from the patriarchal system. No matter if we're black men, white men, like, men with disability, trans men, it does not matter. If you subscribe to man, then you actually benefit from the patriarchy in some way, shape, or form, right? And so, one, acknowledging that is first understanding that, like, hey, it doesn't mean that, oh, you're just a bad person or anything like that, but it's just the fact of reality, right? And then next is educating ourselves, understanding like how the subscription of man is not only uplifted and upheld, but how it juxtaposes anyone else who doesn't subscribe to the actual title of man, right? How it disenfranchises women, femme-presenting people, and children. How it has harmed them throughout the history of this entire social structure. And then the next thing is, like, after you educate yourself, we need to, of course, listen to the people that are being marginalized. We need to uplift their voices. We need to use our privilege to protect those people. And then we need to work on being accomplices, right? We need to be directly calling out other men when we see the actions. We need to be talking to other men about these things. We need to be proactive and not reactive, right? I'll give you an amazing example. Last night, and some people might have saw this. I was scrolling on the TikTok, as I often do, and I saw this guy who had this interesting prompt on the background. And his prompt was saying, like, black people, we need to get away from the Democratic Party because we need to end racism. We need to end like over policing, and we need to get reparations. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, cool. I'm with it. I'm not a Democrat because I'm like, oh, I bleed blue or some weird shit. It's just because, I still participate in electoral politics, and they have something at the very least that I align with. And so, the premise as far as like having our own party, I'm with it, right? And so as I start to talk to this guy about his entire like ideology and thought tree, not only do I find out that it's flawed because it's centered around just the premise of like Democrats, right? And it also excludes any black people that are not quote unquote Democrats. The biggest flaw is that when I brought up the issue of like, hey, are we planning on centering black women? Now, this is another black man. I'm like, are we planning on centering black women? His answer was no. Why would we center black women? I said, oh, okay. Well, you're trying to convince the most consistent voter base of the Democratic Party. 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. You're trying to convince them to leave the Democratic Party and align with you with their own political affiliation. I said, do you know what happened the last time black women put their fight for equality and equity to the side? Do you know what happened? So before I tell the rest of the story, do you know what happened the last time like black women had to actually put themselves to the side in order for another movement?
No, like I have a possible, but I don't think so.
I'll give you a clue. It was during the civil rights movement. Any clue?
You said where black women had to put themselves to the side for what?
For a larger movement, or not a larger, but a different movement.
Was it feminism or like what do you mean?
Yeah,
feminism, because white people had it was more like still marginalized within women. Or not,
don't worry, I'll give it to you. What happened is that they had to put aside the feminist movement, their fight for women's rights, in order to uplift the civil rights movement as far as the rights for black people, right? And so they were told at that time their suffrage movement wasn't as important as the overall progression for Black people. And so Black women then actually said, okay, we will step to the side and stand with Black men and the rights that are needed for all Black people. And then Black women were alienated by not only white women, who then turned to white men and said, hey, you shouldn't be giving these Black men anything. You should be giving like white women this, because, hey, you know, we got to unite with our race. And then you had Black men who alienated Black women by saying, hey, you know, forget the women. We need to unite as men under patriarchy, which the patriarchy ended up winning out, and Black men got rights, and Black women were relegated to the side. White women were still trying to fight for more. But the issue is that Black women who powered the civil rights movement not only became an afterthought throughout the civil rights movement, but even more than that, they had to put themselves to the side, and they ended up taking the largest hit, having no support from any aspect, and then overwhelmingly still to today is looked at as less than every other categorization. So the point that I'm trying to get to is that when you talk about like what's happening and the need to address the issues within men, we can't sit here and say like, oh, women have to do this or women have to do that. Us men have to fix the problem that we have created and we benefit from in order to benefit everyone. And that starts by making sure that we're centering the needs and the actual progression of women. Get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I can what you call agree with that. I can agree with that with how you said it. You feel me?
Yeah.
For like, if like that's your reason for saying that men are the problem, and if that's how you say that we go about a solution, then I can agree to that and continue to this debate.
I think the biggest and this is what I try to make sure that I got across to you, and the biggest thing that a lot of people have issues with is they think that I'm ascribing like blame, and it's not about saying like this person is bad or this person is evil or anything like that. It's about like understanding that we're the only ones that can make a real change. And since we're the only ones that make a real change, especially if like, you know, we're the ones that are sitting here benefiting from everything. And we like to say, well, you know, I'm a man and I don't do this. Like understanding that just because we are individuals and we don't do things, if the entire collective is still doing these things, then we're always going to be viewed as a collective.
Yeah. Because I understand, but I just wanted to come on to like at least hear a solution, because there will be lots of like people having to like even like things like this, but have no like genuine solution or reasoning behind that statement. Just usually just like hate or like like hateful thoughts or things that are not really would be positive in a conversation. So like.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that I'll say as well, before you go, so I just finished reading Bell Hooks, Feminism is for Everybody. And one of the things that Bell Hooks called out in the book is the fact that with the feminist movement, it was actually positioned as like an anti-man movement, right? Not understanding that it wasn't an anti-man movement. And that's how like in order to protect the patriarchy, they made this as like a villainous thing. And understanding that, making sure that we actually address the issues that we have, it's not saying that like, oh, we're anti-man. It's literally about ensuring that women and femme presenting people are treated as equals and addressing all of these holes and flaws. And it starts with the patriarchal system. So if you really want to get more into it, like I said, you want to, one, educate yourself, and two, start working on like building things up. But I would really recommend that book. It's a really easy read. Bell Hooks is one of my favorite authors. But you know, Feminism is for Everyone. It'll give you a really good perspective on like not only how the lens of feminism has like changed throughout the history in the US, but also the ways that men have kind of gotten tricked into thinking like this is a bad thing for them. And then also what type of supportive role we can play to ensure that women are treated as equals.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, peace out, man. Oh yeah, by the way, W debate against Officer Tatum, bro. W
Fuck
debate,
that
bro.
guy.
He's a coon, bro. Oh my god,
Yeah.
he's such a cool, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that debate.
Absolutely. I
Peace out,
appreciate you. Have a good day.
You too.
For anyone that missed the book, it's Bell Hooks. Feminism is for everyone. Feminism is for everybody. It's a really good book. Like I've been saying, like I think Bell Hooks is my favorite author. I'm gonna like after I'm reading 2 specific books in a row now, but after that I need to go back and read some more Angela Davis, because I don't want to just say it's Bell Hooks officially, but whew, I mean, because I love Angela Davis, but holy smokes, Bell Hooks, oh man. So I don't know. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Oh, thank you for the heart hands, Angelina. The Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Audrey Lord next. B, send me some recommendations. What do I need to read? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, so hey Santana. So I was looking at the one that said white people racism is your problem. Oopsie, did you hear what I said?
Anyways, I sort of had a second.
Okay. So I sort of have a question about something that sort of branches off from that you talked about one time in one of your videos. You said Black people can't be racist, and I was just wondering like why you think that.
Okay. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it.
Right.
Oh, you did, Petty. Yes, I need to add your books to the actual my ebooks. I had to end up expanding my like my credits or whatever through Audible because I had ran out, and so I meant to add the ones that you sent me after that, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab those and add them as well. Yeah, I'm willing to engage in that. Can you give me 2 seconds to say thank you to a couple of people, and then we can get into it?
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
Perfect. W's in the chat for BB over on YouTube, who has been a YouTube membership subscriber for 5 months, and said, I got locked out of my house. I had to call a locksmith who couldn't get it open without destroying the lock. Hope you make my morning more magical. BB, well, first and foremost, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. That fucking sucks. But silver lining, you're in there like swimwear, right? Don't let that actually shift your entire morning because your day is just getting started. It's going to be a beautiful day. Claim it, right? I believe in the power of positivity. No new day. And so I'm someone who actually believes in putting out like overwhelming positive thoughts. And like even when things go negative, I try to like listen to music and shift the way that I'm looking at things and get more to a positive position. And I know you can do so. So I'm going to keep, being here, and hopefully we can actually somehow put a little bit of a smile on your face and you have a better day. W's in the chat for Fashid. Hey Fashid, for the 1. Good morning. Thank you. W's in the chat for Harrison for the 10. Harrison said, happy weekend, everyone. Have a good day, Santana. I will have a great day. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for Jessica. Jessica sent a $5 donation saying, thank you for educating men and myself. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. And I'm still being educated. Shout out to the people that I learned from, especially the women. What up, B? What up, Ari? What up, Kenzie? What up, Peach? What up, Sean? Shout out to all of them. W's in the chat for all the donos. Again, if anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes, like immediately. That'll help boost the live, push us out. Also, knock out the daily gift goals, the pink heart puffs. Send your daily heart me. Share the live to your FYP and your stories. It'll get more people in here. All right, I apologize. So you want to debate the premise that Black people can't be racist. I'll engage. So why do you disagree with the premise that Black people can't be racist?
So I would say like a pretty simple like definition of someone being racist would be like just having like a simple belief that your race is better than somebody else's. And then there's also like, you know, like interpersonal racism, which would be like using hate speech or, things like that against somebody just because of their race.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much my understanding of it.
And one more clarification question, just outside of the. Hello? You have really bad feedback. Okay. All right. We seem to be good now. Wait. It might be either you have your phone in a case and it's turned up too loud, or if you're connected to like a Bluetooth or something, you might want to check that.
Does it sound better now, or?
Well, let me see. Yeah. No. You're G to G now. Okay. One clarification question for you. Do you think that anyone can be racist then?
Yeah.
Okay. You think anyone can be racist? Do you have any historical understanding of race and racism?
Historical understanding of race and racism?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I know that America was a segregated place for Black people for a long time, and I know that obviously slavery went on for a very long time, and then a revolution needed to happen in order for that to go away.
Okay. Do you think that with the existence of racism, if anyone can be racist, has that always been the case?
That anyone could be racist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do think so, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Last question, and then we'll get into it. I heard you mention like interpersonal racism. Do you have any other understanding of any other type of racism?
Yeah, like structural, right? That's like that's when like it's like influence or politics and stuff, and then things like segregation and stuff would happen.
You mean systemic?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Systemic. Okay, systemic. Got it. Okay. All right. So let's deal with this like a portion at a time. Like the two big things that you kind of leaned on is your premise as far as the definition of race, and make sure to correct me if I'm like miscategorizing this in any way. Okay.
Yeah.
But your definition of race is basically someone thinks that their race is, or racism is someone thinks that their race is better than another race. And then you also think that someone can engage in interpersonal racism, which includes like derogatory terms towards
or like personal people. Bias against someone.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Or like personal bias against somebody, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Personal bias, got it. All right, personal bias against someone. You think anyone can be racist. You think that's the way that it's always been. And you also said that you have a pretty good historical view.
My bad. Continue. Sorry.
You said you have a pretty good historical view of racism throughout the history in the country. And then you also mentioned systemic racism.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the first part that I kind of want to get past is your premise on like the definition that, leaning on the definition. I don't even care to necessarily say your definition is right or wrong. Like, I don't think it's pertinent. Yeah. And the reason why I don't think it's pertinent is because a couple of different things. First and foremost, like definitions are descriptive, not prescriptive, meaning like they're just describing a thing and not telling you like what the thing is or how it works or anything like that. Layered on top of that, the way that definitions are made, and this is what like Merriam-Webster, Cambridge, you can take a look. They put it on the front of their actual dictionaries. when they published it. Words are actually defined by the way that they are commonly being used in society today. So that's why saying like the definition of this or the definition of that, it's flawed. Even if you actually really look at the definition as well, there becomes another flaw, in which we'll get into that in a moment, which adds the additional layer, which is the context. And one of the key components of engaging in racism is prejudice. Then you look up what prejudice is and what it requires. It's an unfounded belief or notion of hatred towards someone, some group, or whatever, without any type of historical view. Well, when you talk about that, there's a whole deep layer of Black people and how they have historical views, understanding, and the different effects that like white people have had on Black people. So it's so much to that. So when I say I don't really care about the definition, it's because the definition doesn't give us an understanding as far as racism, how it functions, how it started, how it's changed, and everything along those lines. Any response? I can hear you off mute, and you, well, you were off mute. You had kind of that feedback for a second, but any response to any that I just said?
Yeah. Like I understand like the prejudice and everything, because like people, they'll look up like crime statistics and stuff like with Black people, and then they won't actually know what is the root cause to that.
And that's not what I said about prejudice.
What was you said again?
One of the requirements of racism is prejudice, and when you look at the definition, and then you look up the definition of having prejudice, and a requirement of prejudice is like not liking someone without any type of reasoning or historical view. And so when you look at the historical view of how Black people have a long history of mistreatment, murder, just like a whole bunch of shit when it comes to white people, there's no way that Black people can be prejudiced towards white people, even if they don't know them, just because of the disposition of history and even like the genetic implications that racism has had on Black people.
Okay, so you said prejudice is required to be racist.
Yeah, prejudice is a key component of the definition of racism. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that's why I don't care about the definition.
Yeah. Okay, so for a white person to be racist to somebody, like you don't think like if somebody is like fully aware of like history and everything, you don't think they could still be racist?
What are you talking about?
Like if somebody is fully aware of like Black history and what they've been through and everything, and then they still after that continue to be racist.
You're talking about like white people?
Yeah.
Well, I think all white people are inherently racist.
Inherently racist?
Yes.
So it's like natural in them? Like
no,
natural for them to be racist?
That's not what inherent means. You're thinking of inherit. Those are two different words.
Okay, so could you just kind of like define that for me then?
Sure, but can we kind of thank you for the eggs, Doreen. Thank you so much. Can we finish up where we are first though? Because like we haven't gotten past like the initial point as far as agreeing that the definition is pointless.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we agree that we can just kind of toss the definition, not rely on it, and look at the deeper understanding of race and racism.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So understanding like race and racism, I always go back to like the creation of race and racism, like who created it, why it was created, and how it continues to be upheld today. So you said you have a pretty good historical view. Do you know who created race and why they created race?
Created race?
Mm-hmm.
No, I do not know who created race. No.
Okay. It was a Portuguese man by the name of Gomez Inez de Zurara. He was a chronicler for Prince Henry the Navigator, who was commissioned by the Catholic Church to denote the differences between these people. He then went on to say that the people who would be, decided to be Black were hypersexual, animalistic. They were of the lower hemisphere, meaning, less intelligent. And they needed to be civilized through Christianity and through chattel slavery. That was the excuse used to create race so they could justify chattel slavery. After the actual denotation by Gomez Inez de Zurara, the Catholic Church published 2 papal bulls in order to give permission to European countries to engage in chattel slavery, which helped them create a free and cheap labor class, which they did. And ever since that creation of the free and cheap labor class, there has been a consistent and persistent upholding of whiteness, meaning they created the structure of race, and they've continued to actually engage in structure and maintenance of a hierarchy. Shout out Solid, which we see today. That's why when you take a look at people who are white, people have continued to be absorbed or added into whiteness in order to uphold white. The examples would be when Irish people first came to the United States, they were not considered white, even though they had the phenotypes that were actually accepted into categorization of white. But when there was a need to ensure that there were still a predominant hold on the country, they were added to the categorization of white people. Same thing with Irish people. Any response? I don't hear you saying anything. I can hear you're off mute. You have like, again, are you connected to a Bluetooth or have your phone in the case or anything? All right, I'm gonna drop you down. If you can figure out the issue with your actual phone and actually have a debate, then you are more than welcome to come back. But like us just me explaining these things to you, and then your service being wonky and you not actually having anything to add, that's not great. Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background?
Sorry, that was an accident.
Okay, no worries. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only 1 coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you, just like Brittany. Brittany sent a $5 donation saying both bell hooks and Angela Davis are amazing. You can have 2 favorites. Definitely read Audre Lorde. Also try libro.farm for audiobooks for support local books. Okay, I'll check that out for sure. W's in the chat for Christina for the $2 donation. Oh yeah, I've heard people talk about that. I didn't know until I had already started with Audible, and I'm such a creature of habit that when I start engaging in one thing, I'm like so stuck on it. This person eat.right number 5 is like been spamming liberals or anti-black and da 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 da. Come up here and tell me about it, Bub. Like, you've been in the comment section, and like it's super interesting that you think that you can just like yip yap in the comment section. I don't know what's happening there. Get up here and come and tell me about it. Like, I'm sorry, no one wants to hear you complain in the comment section. We're good. I sent you a request. You can come up. You can. Oh no, you're not going to accept the request. Oh, okay. Well, you can sit quietly in the corner and watch the rest of the live. I mean, I guess. If that's what you're into. You know. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. W's in the chat for Jay for the $4 dono. Congratulations, Jay is celebrating 4 years sober today. Holy shit. W's in the chat. Jay, that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome, guys. 1,000,000 W's in the chat for Jay. Jay is celebrating 4 years of sobriety. That is fucking awesome. W's in the chat for Jay. That is absolutely awesome. I don't know what that means. That's weird. W's in the chat. Again, if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link here in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I have a question about racism, if you wouldn't mind answering.
Okay. One, for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay. 2, is it pertaining to a debate or were you just hoping to be educated on something?
Yeah, I was hoping to be educated.
Okay. So 3, Black people labor is not free. I'm looking for some debates. I'm willing to educate you, but you got to hit the pay links. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link here in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. But educating, I don't do that for free while I'm debating. So if you want to hit the pay links, I got you. If not, then you can drop down and see if that actually, if you hear anything or there's a bunch of like amazing people in the comments that can help as well. But if you want specific education from me, then you got to hit those pay links.
Okay, I understand. I was commenting, but I was muted by one of your moderators. But I understand. And I just want to say I really enjoyed
what was the comment that you said that got you muted?
Someone commented that it's like in white people's DNA to be racist, and I responded that it's socialized, like it's learned because our society is racist and it's not in our DNA.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any utility in actually talking about genetics and like things like that. I think that's a weird conversation. I'm sure there might have been a little bit more than that. Were you being ableist?
I don't think so. I didn't say anything ableist, but maybe I did. I don't think I did though. Can someone say, or
I don't know. No one's gonna repeat what you might have said that was ableist or anything. And Sam said you were being harmful. Yeah, I would have
how
to
was
go
that
back
being
up and
harmful?
I'm not sure. It's fine. I don't know. Anyway, like my mods are here for a reason, and if the mod said no, then it should have been no. And they don't just like mute for no reason. I don't see any utility in pulling up any past comments. Do you want to debate anything or no?
No, I honestly agree with everything else on the panel.
Okay.
But I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep, drop you down. Yeah, guys, for anyone who, like, my mods don't mute just like for no reason, and they don't mute for the entire time. So if you get muted, usually they give you a warning and they tell you like, hey, stop doing the weird shit that you're doing. And if you don't stop doing the weird shit that you're doing, then like, they're going to mute you. So period. Santana, you tell the same thing every time. I don't know who she is. Has she been up here before? I'm confused. Anyway, like the entire point that I'm trying to get across is like, if my mods are saying like cut the shit, then cut the shit, and they'll usually tell you what the shit is. So let's figure that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background?
Yeah, what's up, boss? I was the one that was saying liberals is anti-black.
Okay.
I couldn't join on my other page.
Oh, no diggity. So you're saying quote unquote liberals are anti-black. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, the whole movement is anti-black. I think it's basically a code to disenfranchise the Black Americans that built this country, well, that played a major part in building this country.
Who specifically?
What do you mean, who specifically?
What What black people built the country? Who specifically?
The melanated beings that was enslaved, that put in the hard labor.
Got it. Tell me more.
I just think it's basically like a bait and switch type ordeal. It's a lot of distraction, a lot of confusion, rhetoric put out. It's very anti-intellectualism.
When you say liberals, who specifically are you talking about?
I'm generalizing.
That's why I said, who specifically are you talking about?
All of them.
All of them.
Any of those who support the nonsense that's being pushed from that side.
Right. No. I mean, like, when you say liberals, are you saying liberals in the sense of like a communist perspective where anyone like Democrats and Republicans all fall under the lens of being a liberals? Or are you talking about liberals from the political stance and saying that, there's liberals and conservatives?
Yeah, from the political stance more so. Just basically the rhetoric that's being promoted. Yeah, in a political ethos.
Got it. How do you feel like liberals are actively engaging in anti-Blackness?
Well, a lot of the struggles that we've been put through, and a lot of the deaths that we've, a lot of the people we've had to lose in building this great country, I feel like it's being swept under the rug, and it's like we aren't a priority. I feel like the Black Americans are pretty.
Can you be specific?
Specific about what?
About what you're saying. I said, how are they actually like disenfranchising the Black people that built this country? I'm trying to like hear some specific things that were done.
Yeah, like how we're just on a priority. They never speak on any of our social issues. No one is there to support us in the struggles that we've been going through. And then we have to always be the ones, we're expected to be the ones to take the bullet for other people and their struggles, but no one has supported us. And I think, you say Republicans, you hate our country. I think I will honestly argue to say that that's the Democrats,
Okay. Do you think Republicans have done what you're saying as far as addressing the needs for the Black people that built this country?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Do you think Republicans have done anything to address the needs as far as helping the Black people that built this country?
I think there's been efforts on both parts, but I think more so what the Republicans are doing now, we can benefit greater supporting the red.
What do you mean specifically what they're doing now?
Blue.
What are they specifically doing for Black people that built this country now?
Nothing specifically. No one is doing, I want to make that clear. No one is doing anything specifically, but I do see that there are things that we can benefit from what they are doing.
Like what?
Illegal immigration. I think that's one major component that we can, that they are allocating billions of tax dollars that could be allocated to the Black Americans. I feel like it's very disrespectful for us to overstep the people who've put blood, sweat, and tears into making this the beautiful place that everyone wants to be a part of. And I just think it's disrespectful, to say the least.
I hear you. What tax dollars specifically are you referring to when you talk about illegal immigration? Also, guys, FYI, don't fucking do the whole chirp thing in the comment section. That's anti-Black as fuck. I do not play that. Sorry. Anyway, what actual taxes are undocumented immigrants getting? What do you mean?
For example, like I could start off with asylum states or asylum cities. I feel like that's not a priority. I feel like there's too much homeless, there's too much disproportionate wealth. I think a lot of our Black children are underfunded. The school systems is going to the dogs, and I just feel like there's more media and more coverage and more push for these different agendas than it is for the very people who fought in wars, played a major role into why these wars was won. And I'm just tired of the disrespect, and I think it's a lot of like playing in our face, and I think the most dangerous part of it is that these are the very people that will pretend to be allies.
So just to clarify,
essentially
you said
wolves in sheep's clothing.
Sure. Just to clarify, you said asylum, and you said asylum states. I want to make sure that I'm clear or get a better understanding. Are you referring to asylum, the actual process of seeking asylum, or are you talking about asylum cities?
Asylum cities.
Okay, so asylum
I'm talking about
cities.
funding.
Okay, so
I'm talking about funding, the corruption that's being manipulated to fund those endeavors.
Okay.
I think it's just totally leaping over the vast majority of people that put in years of hard labor to make this one of the superpowers of the world.
Yeah. One last question for you, and then I had a couple of things that I want to get into just to get an understanding. What about like Black people who are here, but they're not, they're not like me and you, all right? They don't have lineage going back to like chattel slavery, because mine dates all the way back to plantations in South Carolina. What about the ones that have been here maybe just a couple of generations, or the ones that are coming here from other countries and stuff? Are we
one thing I like to, absolutely. One thing I like to say, the LGBT community, what they've done really well is they've put out a bunch of information about how to respect their community, educating people on who they are, what certain things mean. I think that's one very important pillar that Black Americans need to adopt in causing clarity to that situation, because there's a lot of people
specific, like good. You kind of lost me when you brought up the queer community, but like specifically, what do you mean? I mean, are those people who don't have ancestry dating back to chattel slavery here in the United States, are we looking to like have them a part of this cause and get the same things for them as well?
Like supporting them, or like what are you saying?
Like people from Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Kenya, hell, like Black people that come from Australia, or Black people that come from like the UK, maybe that they haven't been here for like maybe a couple of generations. Are we looking to bring them into Haiti? Yeah. Are we looking to bring them into our tent and make sure that they get the same things that we're getting?
Absolutely. Anyone, America is a great country. Anyone who's here to support the betterment of this country, and who's here able to come over illegal, definitely deserves to reap all the benefits, all the civil rights that our people has died for. You know what I'm saying? Has fought wars for. You know what I'm saying? That's what America's about. It's about the freedom. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people is losing that. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right. So you don't subscribe to delineation?
Absolutely not. I do. I will say there needs to be a clarification. Black American, there's a difference between Black Americans and African Americans.
Okay.
I do agree with that. But no one needs to be left out. If you over here, you following the rules, and you know what I'm saying, you really want to buy into the American dream of a free country and a safe place for everyone involved, I totally support that, and you definitely deserve to reap the benefits.
Okay. All right. Listen, you actually hit me with a curveball at the end, and so I think that's super interesting, and even more so, I'm happy to hear. Right. I think the idea and the premise of delineation is like one of the most harebrained schemes I've ever heard, and I think that people who subscribe to that are being propagandized by the CIA. I'm convinced that delineation is a psyop by the CIA, but
a lot of it is.
Sure. Let's dig into something that I think that you are a little bit confused about. And so it sounds like the biggest issue that you have is more so with the Democratic Party, and you think the Democratic Party isn't addressing the needs of Black Americans, and even more so, again, like, guys, the whole battery thing, that shit's not funny. Stop it. Anyway, the premise that like, oh, the Democratic Party, they're not addressing the needs of Black Americans, and at least the Republican Party, they're not addressing the needs of Black Americans, but they're doing something that'll benefit mass deportation. What the Republican Party is doing right now, that doesn't benefit Black people. Hell, that doesn't even benefit Americans. I think you have a little bit of misnomer or misunderstanding as far as how this works with like asylum and all this other stuff. So first and foremost, you do understand that when with mass deportation, they're targeting undocumented immigrants, which is different than asylum seekers, right?
What is the difference?
Undocumented immigrants are people here without proper documentation. Asylum seekers are what you just said, like legal immigrants. So those are two different things. Asylum is a process that you can claim in order to get protection. That means that you have a credible threat on your life from the country that you're fleeing. So that's an actual legal process within not only the United States, but it's an international process.
How is that able to be verified?
Yeah, so when you actually, in order to seek asylum, you have to be on U.S. soil, and then you have to declare that you have a threat towards your life. Once you do so, they do what's called a credible threat assessment. And if they deem that you have a credible threat against your life, then you are released into the country, and you're given a court date to come back and actually see if you can get an approval long-term status. If you are not deemed to have a credible threat, then you are rejected and sent back to wherever you came from. The actual asylum process, less than 30% of people who file asylum actually obtain asylum as far as getting past that credible threat process. So yeah, it's all up to CBP, border courts and things like that. So that's an actual process within the United States. Hell, even that process is being stifled by the Trump administration because they've added all kind of fees onto claiming asylum that was never there before, right? There's reoccurring yearly fees, there's paperwork fees, all this other stuff. And there was a court ruling that just occurred saying that, the Border Patrol now has the ability to reject people who are seeking asylum at the border. Now, the funny thing about that is they didn't stop the process as far as claiming asylum, which I've already mentioned. You just have to be on U.S. soil, and then you have 365 days to claim asylum and go through that process. So the only thing that the Trump administration has done is guarantee that more people will try to actually enter the country through undocumented means versus actually coming and trying to get a credible threat assessment at the border for asylum. So all in all, like asylum is completely different than undocumented immigrants and who they're going after with the mass deportation. So those things don't even add up.
I think I would say it's very important that we make sure that as Americans, that isn't being abused.
What isn't being abused?
The asylum seeking.
Yeah, less than 30% of people actually get asylum.
I would like to look up the numbers of what how many less than 30% is. But okay, fair.
Okay, but how is there Like even sure, you can look up the number, but how does that
less than 30% could be 6 million people? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know the numbers, so I don't want to talk numbers.
So wait, so it's not about it actually being abused. It's about you don't want a certain amount of people here.
No, it's about it not being abused.
So how could, if it was being abused,
also,
then wait, hold on, stop. I need you to hear your logic, because again, that's why I said, are you just focused on an actual number? Because if there was abuse, then it would be like like a high number. Like everyone who claims asylum gets asylum. Like I would agree that there's some abuse if they're saying 100% of people saying they have a credible threat on their life has a credible threat. Hell, even if it's like 90% or some shit like that, but like not even half, less than half, 30% of people who come here and they say that I have a credible threat on my life actually gets to seek asylum. So what percentage would you deem to not be abusing asylum?
I don't have a percentage. Abuse is abuse.
Because it's not about percentage, it's about a number. So how many people do you want to actually let in the country? It's not about that. It's about you don't want a certain amount in the country. So what's the number?
The country will have to undergo some sort of audit. That's what really needs to happen here.
I don't understand what you're referring to an audit. I'm saying, what's your number for, because you don't care about whether it's like credible or not. You just don't want a certain number. And so what's your number? That's not my statement. No, you just don't want to say that's your statement, but you just proved that was your statement.
No, I said I would like to know the numbers. I said it could be 6 million. I didn't have a number.
So what if it is 6 million? Is that a problem?
That's a lot of people.
Okay, so if 6 million was the number, and that's only 30% of the people that actually tried to get into the country, that's a problem.
There's homeless.
I would love for you to answer the question directly and not obfuscate.
There's bigger fish to fry in our country.
Now, I would love for you to answer the question directly. We're going to get to those other fish in a minute, but I would love for you to actually answer that directly.
What's the question again?
Sure.
What's my number?
Is 6, if it's 30% and the number is 6 million, is that too many?
Absolutely.
Okay, why?
There's bigger fish to fry.
No, that's moving on to some other weird shit. What's 6 million is 30% of what?
That's my direct answer. We have far bigger priorities. 6 million
is 30% of what?
This is not math class.
20 million.
At the end of the day,
I need you to hear me. 6 million is 30% of 20 million. Okay. How many people got turned away?
6 million is too much.
That's not the question. The question is 6 million is 30% of
6 million is too much.
My
answer is 6 million.
Yeah, because it's a number for you. It's not about actual threats. It's not about it being abused. You just don't want a certain amount of people in here. So again, what's your number? What number would make you feel good?
I will have to look at the poverty rates. Look at how many people are below the poverty line in America.
You don't care about that.
That are below the.
You don't care about that, because if you cared about that, then you would already. What's the poverty rate within the United States of America?
You can't tell me what I care.
What's the poverty rate?
If we're gonna have a conversation,
what's the poverty rate in the United States of America?
You can hear me out, or we could be done.
What's the poverty rate in the United States of America?
You can't tell me what I'm thinking.
Sure. What's the poverty rate in the United States of America?
I don't know. Let's figure it out.
Exactly. If you actually
figure it out as a collective.
Why?
Let's get the American people involved.
The point that I'm trying to, first of all, you don't need to
educate the people.
You don't need to quote unquote get the American people involved in order to know the poverty rate. The point that I'm trying to make is
anti-intellectualism.
No, that's you. That's literally you. The point that I'm trying to make is if you actually cared about those things, if that was actually a factor for you, then you would have already looked it up. I already know that, because I'm about to actually go through the entire things that you're saying, these bigger fish to fry.
Let's go through it.
Sure, we are.
This is for education purposes.
I just want to make sure that I understand where your number is. So 6 million is too many. 5 million.
I don't have a number.
Would you let 5 million asylum seekers in?
Much.
Would you let 5 million asylum seekers in?
Let's see the poverty.
Would you let 5 million asylum seekers in?
That's too much too.
Okay, would you let 4 million asylum seekers in?
Let's put it at 1 million.
Okay,
let's put it at 500,000.
Okay, 500,000. So you would only let
that's a major city in
500,000. You would only let 500,000 asylum seekers in, but that's based off of not knowing anything.
If they have legitimate issues,
we've already deemed that they have legitimate issues. You can't lean on that excuse because again,
we both agreed that there's abuse being taken.
No. I said,
you don't believe there's any abuse.
Not with 30% being no.
Okay, well that's your stance.
So you're basing your position of saying that 500,000 people should be let in for asylum solely off your feelings.
Legitimately.
I don't care about you trying to add the word legitimately. That doesn't change what I just said. You were saying that only 500,000. You legitimate my ass. You don't have any actual instance of like asylum being abused. Give me any type of information where you verified asylum being abused.
It's common sense, bro.
No, it's not. You didn't even know what asylum was 5 minutes ago. Don't try to sit here and play in my face and say it's common sense. You assumed I didn't
know what asylum was.
You literally didn't. I just had to tell you the difference between asylum and undocumented immigrants.
That's your choice.
It's my choice. Yes, I told you because you didn't know.
You volunteered that information.
Because you didn't know.
That's your assumption, sir.
Okay, sure. What's a sanctuary city?
A sanctuary city. Let's look it up. Pull it up on the screen.
No. I want you to tell me what a sanctuary city is since I'm assuming things.
This is your show.
Since you think that since you're saying I'm assuming that what you don't know, before we pull it up, I would like for you to tell me what's a sanctuary city.
Pull it up. I don't know. So let's pull it up.
I know you don't know.
Let's pull it up.
Like that's the whole point that I've been trying to get. I don't need to pull it up. I can just tell you what a sanctuary city is. Like,
okay, tell
I know these things. I've looked into these things. No. You go look it up on your own time because you don't know anything. No. What I'm saying is here, you're so anti-intellectual. You just admitted you don't know.
Let's keep it going. Let's not get off subject.
No, you're anti-intellectual. You have nothing but feelings. You didn't know what asylum was.
None of this is emotional.
You don't know how the asylum process works. You don't know what a sanctuary city is. You don't know the bigger fish to fry. Let's talk about it. I'm not assuming shit.
Let's not project.
Oh, I'm not projecting. I know these things. You don't.
You're projecting, sir.
What am I projecting?
You don't have to do that.
What am I projecting?
Let's stay focused.
What am I projecting?
I don't want to talk about projection.
What am I projecting?
What's the bigger fish?
You said it.
What's the bigger fish?
Let's go. You're ultra crepidarian. You came in here. You thought that you sound smart, but as soon as I started to critique your stance, yes, smart. You thought you didn't even sound smart. I knew for a fact that you didn't sound smart because you weren't even trying to explain the shit that you knew. Which you don't know anything. You just know. You just know that you
relax. Let's stay focused.
The reason why you think that I'm getting emotional. The reason why you think that I'm getting emotional is because the one thing that bothers me more than anything is someone who says that they represent Black people while being absolutely ignorant of everything. No one needs you using your voice when you don't know shit.
Publicly, you're publicly insulting me. That's disrespectful.
You think calling someone ignorant is an insult?
This is what we don't need.
You think no, we do need this. I'm not sitting here calling you names. We don't need
brothers arguing against each other, bro. Let's stay on topic. Let's get to the big fish.
No. You're not gonna sit here. You're not gonna sit here and
deflect.
Okay. Now, can you please stop for a second and allow me to speak? I don't want to mute you. I don't want to mute you. I'm telling you, I would love to be able to finish what I'm saying.
I'm not finna participate.
That's fine. If you don't want to stop talking over me, then that's fine. I was literally saying I don't want to mute you. The point that I'm making is this is exactly what's needed. I'm not sitting here calling you out because, oh, you know, I just want to bash black people. I'm calling you out because you're misrepresenting black people. You taking the positions that you're taking without even doing the research and educating yourself is betraying black people in a negative light. You not knowing these things will lead to you being propagandized, as you already have been. That's the point that I'm getting across. Like, you're being harmful by expouting the shit that you're saying, and you don't actually know anything. Sent your request to come off mute.
Let's get back to the conversation, man. How about that?
Sure.
I think
you
we're
said that
losing
there's
the plot.
bigger fish to
name
fry.
Calling is getting disrespectful, man.
Me calling FYI, calling you ignorant, that's not a bad thing. Just saying
That's
someone
disrespectful.
That's
I'm
not
clearly
disrespectful.
I'm not ignorant. I never declare myself. I'm not like, come on, bro.
That's not disrespectful.
You getting off the subject.
That's not disrespectful.
That's
saying someone is ignorant just means that they
calling
don't.
someone ignorant is very disrespectful.
It's
let's
not.
stay
but
focused.
If you stop being so emotional, I can explain to you what ignorant means. Yes, you're being emotional. You won't stop talking over me.
You're being condescending, bro. I'm gonna end this because you're not getting nowhere. You're not trying to share no information.
It's fine. I'm just gonna mute you anyway. Then, calling someone ignorant means that they have a lack of knowing something. That does not mean that they are stupid. That means they just don't know a thing. Yes. What are the quote unquote big fish that you want to address?
Exactly.
I said, what are the big fish that you want to actually address?
You claim big fish. You said we're gonna get to the big fish next when you got offended because I said 6 million.
You kept talking about we have bigger fish, and I'm saying yes, okay, we'll get to the big fish.
I
so
said
now
we have bigger fish more so than letting 6 million people in here.
So what are the bigger fish?
I led with that. The people that helped build the foundation of this country.
You were talking about people that were unhoused. The one thing that you mentioned were people being unhoused. What else?
Black Americans. See, even you want to dance over us. You don't care. Everybody wants to jump to, oh, we need to be focused on this. We need to focus on this. Nobody gives a fuck about
I want you to lay out what you're talking about specifically. We've been talking about Black Americans. That's the overarching conversation. So me not saying Black Americans again is because that would be redundant. I want to know when you said we shouldn't have asylum because we have bigger fish and you named people that are unhoused. What other things are you talking about? Understanding the main topic is Black Americans. We don't have to repeat Black Americans because Black Americans is the main topic. So what's the additional things?
That is the topic. That's what I came in here talking about.
Okay,
you don't want to talk about that.
That's
just
fine.
I'm gonna
finish what I was saying then. So your premise around like asylum and undocumented immigrants, you're just wrong, right? Because that asylum and undocumented immigrants, that has no correlation to Black people.
Specifically, what was I wrong about?
Specifically with an S, not a P. Pacific is the ocean. I've already told you specifically.
I said specifically.
You said, okay, fine. I've already told you specifically what you were wrong about.
Colloquialism was the issue.
I've already told you specifically what you were wrong about.
There was nothing wrong. All I said was 6 million people is too much.
You said that we need to
You can disagree with that.
I don't care about the total number because I'm looking at the percentage of people that are allowed into the country after having a credible threat assessment. So, yeah.
We both agreed that it's being abused.
No, we didn't. You keep saying that shit, but I never agreed to that. You're lying. Either you're lying or you hear something like you're hearing voices in your head. I don't know which one it is, but hear me when I say this. I've said this multiple times over and over and over. No,
what about
I don't agree.
Black Americans that's under the poverty line?
You don't know what that is. You don't know what the poverty line is. You don't know how many black people are under the poverty line.
Why are you assuming so much on me?
I've already said, tell me what's the poverty rate.
Think black men walk around ignorant and we don't know shit?
Okay, so then tell me what it is.
Because that's all you are doing. You've treated me like I'm some type of imbecile. It's been no respect from your side. And this is what y'all do. This is why
I gave you the respect of being able to speak and tell me the things that you wanted to talk about. You're just, I don't give a fuck about the whole liberal. Yeah, liberals. You're a liberal as well. You're a liberal as well, and you're just crying. I don't care about you crying. Either answer the questions directly or fuck off. Because at this point, the only thing you're doing is whining. If you think that I'm like, don't think you know anything, then tell me what you fucking know instead of saying, well, you're just assuming I don't know anything. What's the poverty rate?
Saying black people is whining.
You're whining.
And that's the issue.
Stop acting like I'm saying black people are whining. I'm talking about you. This is about you, the individual. This is the fuck I thought. Like, it's you. It's fucking you. Fuck out of here. Like, that shit drives me so fucking insane. Trying to pretend as if I'm talking about all black people. I'm talking about you. Like, that's the shit that bothers me the most. That's why when I was on this live last night with this guy, the shit that bothers me is the people with the loudest voices are often the ones that know so fucking little. The ones with the loudest voices are often the ones that know so little. The guy last night who was trying to tell me that we need to get black people away from the Democratic Party, at the same time said, it's not about the Republicans. So he already split up black people into black people to support Republicans, black people to support Democrats. So we're only focusing on black people to support Democrats. Then he said, well, we need to focus on that and the Democrats. I said, okay, give me the pitch. Well, you got to just like they have to be awakened. They have to know that the Democrats are racist. Oh, okay. Is that it? I said, what about black people that aren't FBA? I don't want to talk about immigrants. Okay, so now you're saying we're not focusing on the whole of black people. We're putting black people that are quote unquote conservative Republicans to the side. We're also pushing aside any black person that's not FBA, that has roots running back to chattel slavery within the country. So you've already shrunk the pool of black people. I said, then what is I said, are you planning on centering black women in this movement? No. Why would we center black women? Why would we center black women? The most consistent voter bloc of the Democratic Party, the 92%. Jason, if you think that I'm babbling, then fuck off. You're here to see me. Like if you think that I'm babbling again, you're in here to see me. Either get in the request or shut the fuck up. You've already been muted, coward. That's why you're hiding in the comments. As I was saying, you don't want to center the most consistent voter base of the Democratic Party, but yet you want to pull the black votes from the Democratic Party. That doesn't even make sense. And then he said, oh, Sharp, you said unfollow. You don't even follow me now. What the fuck are you talking about? Fuck out of here. As a matter of fact, take that request. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anywho, so you think that you're going to be able to pull away all of the votes, all of the black votes from the Democratic Party, which is already separating the total amount of black people that vote in the country, without centering the voices of black women, which is the most consistent block of the voter base. He's like, why would we need to do that? He didn't know history. I said, okay, cool. Then what are you doing to deconstruct your misogyny? Are we going to address the patriarchy? No, the patriarchy is a white America problem. The patriarchy is a white America problem? Bro. The point that I'm getting to is the issue that I have, and it's always black men. It's literally, it's always fucking black men. This drives me so fucking insane. It's always black men. It's always fucking black men. You get up here and you say this shit. You have no understanding of historical context. You have no understanding of societal structures. You have no plan. You have no direction. You just want to flip the patriarchy to benefit you. You don't want to abolish the patriarchy. You just want to sit at the top of the system. That's it. That's all. You don't want to fix the problem. You just want to benefit from the problem. That does nothing. It's always fucking black men saying that shit. It's so fucking weird. God damn it. If you're going to actually advocate for something, at least know something. Know something. Fucking know something. Know anything. Holy shit, know anything. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Austin, you said that's a pretty harsh critique. Come and tell me about it. I know you're friendly, but I'm still going to mute you, and I'm sending you a request. Come and tell me what's a harsh critique. I'm willing to hear feedback. I'm willing to hear feedback how that was a harsh critique. Sent your request. Austin, Country Warrior 2026. Come up here and tell me how that's a harsh critique. No? Not gonna do it. Debbie's in the chat for Lily for the $1 donation. Yeah, like him saying that anyone would abuse the asylum process just speaks to his lack of knowledge of the asylum process. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Debbie's in the chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation. Yeah, like he can't gaslight me. I'm the ultimate gaslighter. Fuck out of here. Holy shit. I didn't realize YouTube was going off over here. Holy shit. Sorry. Let's see here. They got like Debbie's in the chat for Red for the $4.99 donation saying this donation is for I'm not gonna read that. And then you sent him $1.99 saying you're bad. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, like I hear like, okay, I get the smoke detector and the chirp thing, and I get it or whatever. I just like I hate that shit because it feels so fucking anti-black. And so like I hate it when I hear a black person get on live and you hear that fucking chirp. And even more, I hate when people call it out, and it's always fucking white people. Yeah. They said, Brandon schooled you kind of funny. Sure, King, come up here and tell me what he schooled me on, you fucking donut. Guess who doesn't get to actually talk in the comments anymore? You guys, you know what's the funniest thing about all these random people now finding me after like the whole Brandon Tatum shit? You know what the funniest thing is? They don't know that we don't do thumb thugs or keyboard warriors. They get so mad. When I tell you guys, you should see my DMs after I end the live. You should see my DMs after my lives. They are so butthurt that they get muted, but they will not get up here. They're such cowards. They're terrified, but they won't get up here. And so they're so scared because they're muted and they can't talk shit. And then they do weird shit. Like when I send them an invite after they talk shit, they turn their invites off. And now they're just sitting here admiring me. Yeah. Anywho, you should see my DMs. But the funniest thing is they don't know that we don't do keyboard warriors. We don't do thumb thugs. And they come into here, they come into the comment section, and then they get upset that they don't get to actually be weird in the comments. They get so mad that they don't get to hide and say all the weird shit that they want to say. And then they're muted. And so then they go grab their alternate account and come back and cry about being muted. Well, if you got in a box, then you wouldn't be muted. If you got in a box, you would be able to say what you want to say. If you actually got in a box, you can say it with your chest, but you won't do it. You won't do it because you're actually fucking cowards. You're actually fucking cowards. You know you will be embarrassed. Anywho, W's in chat for Red for the $4.99 super chat say he's realizing his logic has prejudice, so he doesn't want to answer. Yeah, like you realize that there was such a flaw in everything that he was saying, and since he had a flaw in everything that he was saying, he didn't want to say it with his chest. Thank you for the $1.99. No, he just ran. He ran, and thank you for the other $1.99 super chat. I love you too. I love you, and like I'm telling you. I want to be black in every lifetime, every single one. W's in the chat for the super chats. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background?
No, I'm not a Trump supporter.
I can barely hear you.
You talking to me?
Yes. Dennison, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background?
Yeah. No, I haven't read the background.
Are you a Trump supporter?
No.
Would you request up for then?
I didn't. You invited me.
I didn't. You were in the request and I hit accept.
I might have hit the button. I doubt it, but
yeah, you were literally in the request and I hit accept. So did you not mean to come up?
No, not at all.
Okay. I don't know what that was about. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yo, stop grifting, please.
Okay. I'm going to block this account, not because you're a troll, but because you ran, and I have no respect for runners. I don't know what the fuck is happening. And yes, Edith, the W griff. Because black people labor isn't free. It's not. It's not. Black people labor is not free. I don't know what you guys want me to do with that one. W's in the chat for Trunks for the 5 cheered bits to say that caller's whining about liberals was just accusing you of talking about black people in order to deflect from admitting he was ignorant. Facts. Facts. W's in the chat for Elite Gunner for resubscribing to Twitch for 7 months. W's in the chat for is it Civic? So Mama Bear for the 100 cheer bits. Thank you so much. Holy fuck. W's in the chat. Thank you for the 100 cheer bits. W's in the chat for Cat for the $2 super chat. Yeah, like I'm telling you, the mentality that you have to take to be like a black conservative is fucking mind-blowing. W's in the chat for bruh for the $1.99 super chat. Yeah, it was literally Darvo. Like that's the only thing that actually explains what we just saw. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Jay. What up, Jay? For the $10 donation. Wanna know what will make you feel better? Stephanie in the box. Stephanie left, and Stephanie never ever came back. W's in the chat for my baby. I got you. W's in the chat for Leo for the $5. Thanks for showing Bellino man that he's a part of the problem. Facts. W's in the chat for Leo for the 2. It said, and how to fix the problem. Yeah, like I think fixing the problem really boils down to understanding what the problem is, and what, like, I was really hoping to get to the entire premise that he wanted to make, which was him somehow claiming that, they're using tax dollars and all this other shit, which could be used towards all this other stuff. Like, that's not even what's happening. So I don't know. W's in the chat, guys. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Didn't you request someone up that had a harsh critique comment? Yeah, I did. Austin had the comment saying that this was a harsh critique. I thank you for reminding me about that. Thank you for reminding me about that. The fact that Austin was like, oh, that's a harsh critique talking about black men. It wasn't. Not only was it not a harsh critique, but it was way kinder than we deserve. Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background? Glenn, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background? Glenn, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything in the background? All right, now I'm gonna drop you down. Glenn, if you meant to come up, you can request back up, but you were swiping out of the app. So, so I do want to address directly like that whole comment that it was a harsh critique towards black men. And I say that it was actually mild. It was way nicer than what we deserve. And the reason why I say that is because if you actually understand the perspective of how black men have actually gone about things within the history of our country, you would understand that black men have perpetuated these things. That's the thing. We've been let off the hook way too many times. And for as much smoke as I have for white men and white people, and hell, everyone, I have that same smoke for black people. And I try to lead with kindness because they are black, but black men, we keep fucking giving up the game and dropping the ball. Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Okay. Would you like to tell me why today, August the 14th, 2026, you still support Trump? Or is there something specific on the background that you would like to debate?
Well, I still support Trump because of the policies already enacted and what he's already done, specifically from the southern border immigration. But I mean, we could talk about that. But regardless, I kind of wanted to talk about what you were just talking about with the last guest. I think he was spot on. He was talking about, you know, the Democrat Party.
Wait, can you slow down for 2 seconds?
Sure.
So do you want to talk about like your support of Trump and immigration, or do you want to talk about something different specifically?
I just said that. I literally just specified.
You started speaking about that, and then you went into the other thing. So I'm trying to make sure which one. Like
I'll just repeat myself. Maybe you can listen this time. So
I would prefer it if you
immigration is my main topic, but I actually came up to talk. but I actually came up to talk about the last topic you were just talking about with the last guest.
Okay.
And how you have failed as a Black American.
Oh, quick
and how
question.
The last guest
quick
was
question
completely
before you
correct.
actually go too far. Are you Black?
No.
Okay, then
I don't
give
think
a fuck
anyone.
what you have to say.
I don't think anyone is needed
that.
to be Black to see
Yeah,
how you
I'm
failed.
letting you know that you don't get to talk about that if you're not Black.
And how like being okay with the Black genocide is not okay.
I'm telling you that you don't get to talk about that with me if you're not Black. So would you like to tell me why you support Trump or pick a specific topic on the background?
Sure. Well, I'll let you concede and run away from that conversation as a Black man. We can talk about immigration then. Since
go cry somewhere else. How about that one? How about that one? Go be mediocre somewhere else. You're not needed. I'd rather talk to myself than talk to you. Oh, well. I don't understand why. I don't understand why white men think that we give a fuck what they think about Black ass topics. I don't understand why men think that women should give a fuck about what we think about women topics. It's just so interesting to me. That's why I have no interest in debating men on abortion. That's why I have no interest in debating people on queer rights. Who am I to speak on a community that I don't represent? And why the fuck should you speak on a demographic that you don't represent? You don't get to mind my Black ass business. So, as I was saying, the premise behind like being too tough on him and understanding that I think that there's so many people that have been coddled. And since they've been coddled, they think that they have a right to comfort. That's not a thing. A right to comfort is not a thing. And no matter what form you come as an oppressor, you don't get to feel comfortable. You need to hear shit, you need to hear shit. It doesn't matter how you hear it. You need to hear it. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah. Hey, Santi, you just ran for me.
It's Santana, and it's super weird that you actually would
Santi,
come
don't
back
run
up
this.
here on a different account. No means no, bro. You should look up what consent is. Yeah, you should actually look up consent. That's weird. That's weird that it's so weird that when you get kicked, because obviously I didn't want to engage with like the manic shit that you wanted to do. And instead of you actually taking a hint, you went to get another fake profile. That's weird. That's weird. You know, white man. Yeah. Anywho, as I was saying, the right to comfort is not something that anyone should have. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I don't care. You don't get to just say like, oh, I don't like how. No, we didn't get it. Or wait, you don't get to say how the information is distributed. And I think the big thing is that men, we have such a hard time because we are told that, you know, we're special and that we are like important and that our voices matter. And since we're special and we're important and our voices matter, that we should be coddled in every instance. And that's just not a thing. So I can agree that sometimes the way that I address people is not the best. Especially when it comes to Black people who I hear parroting like white supremacy talking points. Like Black people who are actively parroting white supremacy talking points, I tend to crash the fuck out. And I know that's a me problem. I can admit it. I understand. I can admit it. I can understand. I've been told, don't crash out. And I know I fuck up. It just really chaps my ass to hear Black people, specifically Black men, parroting white supremacy talking points. I try to extend grace, but the shit just doesn't make sense. But again, if you're going to talk about something, if you're going to say that you actually like stand on something, then damn it, you better know something. You better know something. We shouldn't have to put up with Black people with white ideas. I mean, like, you know, it's indoctrination. That's how it rolls out. Yeah. So I don't know. Just to kind of round off that thoughts, just to kind of like bring that home. The people that claim that they are pro-Black and claim that they want what's best for Black people, while at the same time singling out just one specific section. Like, again, the guy that I was talking to last night, he kept saying Democrats, Democrats, Democrats. And I was like, why the fuck are we only talking about Democrats? I'm like, you already, yeah, I agree. Sold. Fuck the Democrats. I'm right there with you. But we're not going to talk about the Republicans too? We're not going to talk about all of them? We're not going to talk about the systems? And my man told me when he said the patriarchy is a white America thing, I tried to get him to the point of understanding that, well, the patriarchy predates the United States of America, so that doesn't make sense, right? He couldn't engage with that because he didn't know history. I tried to also show him how ensuring that Black women are centered, that would actually give us a pathway to success. He didn't want to hear that. He was just like, well, you're just trying to be on this feminist thing. You're just trying to, you just want to talk about Black women, and it's not about Black women. You want to talk about stuff that's not the problem. I said, okay, then cool. You can't, not you coming back on another random account. Get out of here. You ran. You don't get to comment. You coming in here on a different account after you ran from up here. I sent you a request. Get back up here. If you don't like what I'm saying, come up here and stand on business. Stop being a coward and running. If you actually had something that was worth saying, then you would say it. But the issue is, the reason why you're not coming back up here is because you don't know anything, and you think that your voice is so special that it should be heard while not knowing anything. Why should we listen to someone who doesn't know shit? Why should we listen to someone who hasn't looked up anything? Why should we listen to someone who says that they care about poverty or Black poverty, and has never looked up the poverty, the level of poverty within the United States of America, or the actual level of Black poverty within the United States of America. That doesn't even make sense. It's not you actually giving anything with substance. It's just you crying about your feelings. Welcome in, Brett Raid. Welcome in, Brett Raid. Guys, as we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Let's get the likes up. Also, guys, can we knock out the high bears, please, please, please? Can we knock out the high bears, please? He came back. That tells you that, yeah, he never left. He was still here on his other account. Like, he was literally still here on his other account, but he won't come back up here to defend the shit that he was saying because he doesn't know anything. And instead of actually taking a position of like, hey, all right, I don't know that, he's taking a position of, well, you're just assuming I don't know that. Well, if you knew it, then you would say it. But you don't know it, so you're not saying it. So I'm not assuming anything, you're showing it. Right? Right? That's what we're dealing with. It's just sad. It's just sad. And yeah, like, I don't care about people's feelings. Like, you crying about your feelings means fuck all to me. You crying about your feelings mean fuck all to me. And the one thing that I'll say, again, just to put a bow on this, the one thing that I'll say about me is I'm willing to believe anything as long as you can prove it. I don't care what it is. I'm willing to believe anything as long as you can prove it. Does not matter what position I took prior to you proving it. If you can prove it, I'm with it. But if you can't prove it, that's the biggest problem. I can't prove it. I told my man last night, I said, listen, I said, I go live every day. There's thousands of us watching, millions of views every month. Pitch me on your idea, convince me to use my platform to amplify your message. He didn't even have his elevator pitch together. His entire point, and said the entire point of his live was to get people to think that the Democrats are racist. Like, yeah, bro, all of them are. Like, I knew this shit before I'd scrolled into your live. That didn't do anything. What's next? No next step. What is this guy saying? Black niece. So your stereotyping us against. What are you talking about? Creamy or whatever? Get up here. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you got your request off. And assaulting, aren't we really Black supportive? Or I don't know. You didn't get to finish whatever you were gonna say before my mods put you in the cocaine clutch. If you actually, got a thing, get up here. You said, how is the Bible slavery? All right, let's run through the actual points one more time, just in case anyone they may not know what the topics are. We are unpacking. There's a lot of different things that we need to work on unpacking here within the United States of America. First and foremost, we have to unpack the fact that men, we are the problem. I think that's pretty straightforward. Men, it's us. This is a call in, not a call out. I'm not saying that it's you. I'm saying that it's us. We are the problem. And you coming up here saying, no, you are the problem, that doesn't defeat the point. He said, don't you think both sides are racist? Over the years, I've heard many Dems. Sure. Again, that's why I didn't say anything about that. Anyway, second thing, Republicans hate our country. Like it's literally been proven that Republicans hate our country. Capitalist societies have higher GDP. No shit, Sherlock. That was very profounding for you to say. Oh, holy shit! That doesn't defeat the point that capitalist, your system doesn't work. You guys don't understand shit. Bro, what are you saying that that's the opposite of? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not gonna be interacting with you guys in the comments, because like it's weird to try to fucking track what you're saying. If you guys think that GDP is indicative of like a healthy society, then you don't understand the overall problem. If you think that since GDP is high, that means capitalism benefits people, you don't understand things. That's weird. Capitalists, your system does not work. White people, racism is your problem. Yes, it is your problem. It's your problem. You got to fix that one. Last but not least, Christians, the Bible is slavery. And no, I don't believe that it is actual physical slavery. It's a metaphor. Yeah, it's a metaphor for the way that the Bible restricts people and oppresses. So there's that. Ava, I'm not answering any questions in the comment section. If you want to like debate me on something, or if you disagree with something, you can go ahead and like request up, but I'm not going to go back and forth in the comments. Like, it doesn't make sense. Metaphor and analogy. Is it an analogy? I thought it was a metaphor. I wouldn't think it was an analogy just because. Is it an analogy? I don't know. Fuck it. Could be analogy. It could be a simile, a synonym. It could be, you know, NIL, name, image, likeness. I don't know. Fuck it. You guys know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. Dubs in chat for Jordan for the 5. Santana the GOAT. I don't know about that, but Dubs in the chat for that. Dubs in the chat for Willer for the 2. All these Republicans just take whatever the pedophile in chief says as gospel truth. I hope you're feeling much better. Much love. Yeah, I am. Dubs in the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Not an analogy. It's a simile. Dubs in the chat for Red for the $9.99 super chat to say a ton of black conservatives come from Southern religious folk still stuck in the rule and weaponization of the magic book given to them in slavery. Facts. I feel like your streams are too broad. I feel like I don't give a fuck about what you think about my streams unless you're gonna come up here and debate it. Pickle Liquors, you've been muted. I don't give a fuck about your critiques of my streams. Damn. Debbie's in the chat for Carlos for the $5 super chat to say, we live in very ignorant societies that resist education and critical thinking. It takes a lot of patience to get these people out of their bubbles. Yeah, I agree. And which, like, understanding, like, a lot of people are so entrenched in the things that they believe, and it's safe, it's comfortable, right? It's literally making them feel like they at least have some sense of control. Like, it takes a lot to embrace the fact that 1, your worldview may not be correct, and 2, you don't know as much as you think you know, and 3, you don't have as much control as you hope you have. That's been one of the in my opinion, one of the things that I've enjoyed the most as far as like learning and growing and all this other stuff. Like, me learning so much that I didn't know. And having the opportunity to look at the world in like a different view. Like, that's one of my favorite things. Is that Paw 2 guy back again? He was being weird earlier. So I'm currently reading. Let me get back here. I'm currently reading Jesus and John Wayne, How White Evangelicals Corrupted a Faith and Fractured a Nation. And the most interesting thing so far with this book is learning the concerted effort that white evangelicals took to reshape the idea of Jesus Christ. That's been super fascinating, starting with like Teddy Roosevelt, and then like the entire premise of ensuring that Jesus, the image of Jesus, switched from like this this meek lamb to like a warrior, one that's like about vengeance and like fighting and all this other shit. And then the correlation of how that went from like evangelical to connecting with white America to the military, and it's been like a perpetual loop since then. Like I'm just now getting into the book, but one thing that I've absolutely learned is I always used to think like, oh, if you call yourself a Christian, how can you be okay with this? Right? I would always think, if you call yourself a Christian, how can you be good with this thing? And the thing that I've learned already from this book is because by 1901, in the United States of America, they had already made the decision as far as accepting whatever was necessary to hold on to white Christian nationalism, whatever and whoever. That's why white Christian nationalists, they say, oh, I'll hold my nose and vote for Trump. It's not about holding their nose and voting for Trump. Donald Trump is the figure that they want. Donald Trump is their modern day John Wayne. That's why they're so hyper fascinated and fixated on Donald Trump. He is their modern day John Wayne. It's so interesting. The book again is called Jesus and John Wayne, How White Evangelicals Corrupted a Faith and Fractured a Nation. The entire premise behind the nuclear family, behind upholding the patriarchy, behind opposing the civil rights era, behind like multiple presidents, behind the United States military, right? Like there was a time prior to like the evangelical community getting a hold of the United States military, the military was something that the like white Christians stayed away from because they deemed it to be like a place of iniquity. They said if you were in the military, you were just like someone that was always thinking about sex and someone that was always going, after drugs and all this other stuff. And they found a way to equate the military and Christianity. And it's all because they say the United States of America, listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. The United States of America is the country that God promised white men, and it's the country that they have to hold on to until Revelation. until it's the last battle to end all battles. And Jesus Christ comes back. White America has to hold, I'm sorry, white people have to hold America until Jesus comes back. The book is called Jesus and John Wayne, How White Evangelicals Corrupted a Faith and Fractured a Nation. The funniest thing is, like, it makes perfect sense right now why these white Christian nationalists are hyper fixated on the Great Replacement theory. It's why they're making a concerted effort to eliminate not only quote unquote illegal immigration, but legal immigration. That's why they're rejecting people who are not white and then letting those white South Africans into the country. It's because white Christian nationalists think that you have to keep the United States of America majority white until Jesus returns. Fucking mind-blowing. Fucking mind-blowing. Yo.
What's up, Santana?
What's happening?
Were you an adult in 2008?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was actually 18. So
No, you weren't. You were like a teenager.
no, I was 18. I was an adult. I was in college.
You was a teenager. Okay. Were you there for Obama's 2008 race speech? It's called race speech. Okay. Do you know who his pastor was?
Oh, yeah. I do know his pastor.
What's his name? Reverend Wright something? Jeremiah Wright, I believe. Anyways, the chat was jumping me because I was quoting things from the speech. If you quote like paragraphs from the speech and you told someone that this was like a MAGA supporter saying these things,
oh, I know
you literally would not be able to tell, bro.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He said the issue with the racial divide is his pastor who was making incendiary comments about how white racism is endemic to the United States, which it is. And he said that Black people essentially like speaking about racism is what's responsible for the racial divide. It's not the white supremacy, but it's Black people complaining about it. And he said that the issue in the Middle East isn't that we have, he said, stalwart allies like Israel. The issue is radical Islam. That's why we have problems in the Middle East.
Yeah, someone said it was in the 1619 Project. Like they talked about that a lot in the book, and how in order for Obama to secure like the presidential bid, it was a whole big scandal. I remember that scandal, but he had to separate himself from his pastor because of all the things that were being said, and he had to be palatable, right? That's how he got elected. But no, it's fucking right. Like he said all that shit. And then it was a whole big thing. And then Obama just basically came out and was like, yeah, I don't fuck with none of that. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Do we know that that's like Fed shit for real? Like that's what the FBI under J. Edgar Hoover's direction.
You can't talk about too much of that in detail.
J. Edgar Hoover?
No, just like the actual details of the stuff.
Of J. Edgar Hoover's project?
Yeah, like of the actual details. I don't know how much you were about to get ready to say, but
what
like
you mean by the actual details?
Last time I talked too much about like J. Edgar Hoover and like the shit that he had been doing with the FBI and the obsession with like Puerto Rico and stuff. They banned me for a week.
Oh nah, that's crazy.
It's the only time within like the last like almost 7 months. That's the only ban that I got.
It's about to get worse.
Yeah,
it's about to get way worse. But I was just gonna say like his project was, to be vague, like not attending to white supremacy, but saying that Black people resisting white supremacy was the problem, which is precisely what Obama says in that speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you were familiar.
I finished God damn it, what's the book? Hold on one second. Because I needed like a tempo change, right? And so I ended up reading, here it is, One Nation Under Blackmail, Volume 1, The Sordid Union Between Intelligence and Crime That Gave Rise to Jeffrey Epstein. And that book talking about like the shit that Hoover was into, the intelligence, the connections, like the origination of the banks, like the fact that so many of these wealthy families today made their money through like prohibition and prostitution, and then the connections that they have between like the CIA and Mossad and just like the FBI and everything that is fucking crazy. Like all of this shit is fucking crazy.
Yeah, Hoover was a demon.
Yeah.
Like he was a demon. I think he's good for people to like look into too, especially the folks who like believe in the myth of like free speech in this country, because he oversaw or sort of like led to the prosecution of like a bunch of black communists in like the early 20th century. A good case to look into is Herndon versus Lowry. But yeah, like the US has always been fascistic. We've never had free speech. I think Hoover makes that very clear.
Yeah. You know what's been interesting to me? Is like the more that I've like the different books that I've read, there's been like a through line, a boogeyman in every single book. And the boogeyman is always the communist. Like when I tell you, they always, that's like the go-to buzzword, the communists. And so even when I started talking about like how the Republican Party is leaning on the premise now of like saying, oh, the Democrats are the communists and all this other shit, is like it's been an actual integral part of like how the United States has been able to continue to perpetuate imperialism and like controlling people is through the idea of, oh, we're fighting the communists and we need to arrest the communists and all. The shit is wild. In every book that I've read, the boogeyman has always been communist.
Yeah, the funny thing about that too is anti-communism has always been like a wide-ranging project of political affiliation. So you have like we're living through another Red Scare right now with this current administration. I'm sure you've been seeing the things coming out of it. But historically, we've also seen like liberal and black liberal organizations also engaging in anti-communism. I don't know if you're familiar with like the March on Washington movement. That would be one of them. Also, the NAACP was unfortunately involved in like a lot of anti-communist shit. And you could argue there's a book I highly recommend called Black Scare, Red Scare. But she argues that the original Red Scare was actually like the invasion of the United States by Europeans and the sort of way that they conscripted indigenous people as backwards because of their more like communal sort of lifestyles that were antithetical to the sort of, white supremacist capitalism that they were trying to institute.
I read a lot about that in the Rediscovery of America when they talked about that and how like they were fighting to force like the patriarchal system and like the premise of like capitalism and get them away from communal living and like the matriarchy that they had engaged into engaging in their system and like putting the man at the head of the household and all this shit. But then even when I was reading how Europe underdeveloped Africa, like the most mind-blowing shit for me was like after the scramble for Africa, and when it seemed like some of the areas within Africa, some of the countries were starting to like somehow take control of their countries and stuff, and then they saw like the premise of socialism starting to crop up somewhat. The fact that like people from the Europeans that leaned on capitalism teamed up with fucking fascists to ensure that socialism didn't spread throughout Africa. It's wild.
Yeah, no, Rodney is really dope. He has another book called Decolonial Marxism. I always try to put people on to because he dispels a lot of myths about Marxism specifically, because I think there's this belief for some folks that like Marxism isn't applicable to Black people or it's Eurocentric. And, you know, he talks about how it can be applied to the conditions of Africa or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, man. I'm trying to go into like liberal spaces and like quote the speech, like little excerpts, and just see the response, right? Because when I make a critique of Obama, it seems to be like the most, I don't know, people tend to be very sensitive about it and they reject it, right? But if I say something that Obama said and y'all don't know that Obama said it, you think I'm wrong, you think it's deplorable, as you should. Like people, I really want people to research Obama. I have a homie who's like really into his history, his political gestation, all of these things. And you understand why my critiques are correct about this man and why this man is not, does not have like racial fidelity to Black people in any capacity.
I was just about to say, you know, that's why they have the problem with you, because they think it's like, oh, how dare you criticize, you know, this Black man? Yeah, he is Black, but like, we got to look at the shit. Right. I mean,
Obama did harm to Black people. Obama did harm to Black people. His rhetoric was deeply harmful. Like, what are we talking about? Obama called the protesters, like, I'm old enough for this and I'm younger than you, right? I remember when Black Lives Matter was emerging and you had the unaliving of Freddie Gray. I think this was maybe 2014 or something like that, 2015. Obama called the protesters thugs.
Yeah.
I don't know why y'all accept that as okay. And not deeply anti-Black.
Again, I think it's the fact that like so many Black people just had pride in Barack Obama being the first Black president and all this other shit, and that has given him like the veil of invincibility when it comes to Black people. And like, you know, like you can still say that you're proud of this quote unquote Black man for one thing, but understand that like he did some fuck shit. And it's a lot of fuck shit. Also, I think a lot of people just don't know stuff. Like that's the point that I feel like and I was just talking about it. I appreciate being able to admit that I don't know a lot, and then like learning more and being able to actually like have different perspectives. A lot of people just don't know shit. Now, I do think there's a difference between like actively not knowing shit because they don't want to know shit and just like needing to learn. So I don't know. I think there's a lot to that.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm gonna drop down, but I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Oh, stop fucking trolling people and they'll take you more serious in the comments. I've been listening to your lives. You got points, but when you troll and then you try to say the shit in the comments, they're not gonna take you serious.
Well, again, the Obama thing is just like my mutual told me it would be a good idea to just kind of give it to people with no context and see how people respond. Because I swear, bro, like if you read, like I didn't quote it verbatim, so I apologize to the chat. The chat's like, that's not a direct quote. You're right, I paraphrase, but that is literally what he says in the speech, right? If I quoted this in a liberal space, the liberals would be like, fuck you. They would have all types of issues with it. They would if they knew it didn't come from Obama. If they just thought, oh, this is just, you know, some regressive rhetoric about race, which it is, they would be opposed to it.
I was about to actually, if you heard the quote he made like not too long ago about Washington, but I remember you brought it up in that.
I asked you to play it.
Yeah.
I
remember you're the one that reminded me about it before I played it. So
didn't Washington use his slaves' teeth to make dentures? Am I tripping?
Yeah, no, he did.
One, right?
They try to whitewash it now and say like, oh, he had wooden teeth. No, he had slave teeth in his mouth. So anyway,
yeah, all right, man.
All right, I appreciate you. I think that's something that like a lot of people struggle with, and it's kind of hard to hear. And it was hard for me to come to grips with as well, right? Because the idea of like this Black family making it to the highest level of success within our society, that was something that like gave me so much pride as a Black person. But God damn it, that doesn't like absolve you from imperialism. Like that's the thing that we have to come to grips with. Being Black does not absolve you from upholding imperialism. And if you're upholding imperialism, then that's the fucking problem. So Yeah. Also, I think that the double-edged sword for this is then like the fucking racists that try to take what's being said and then weaponize it. Look at Obama. Fuck out of here. Sweep. That's what I tell. Like, that's why I get so upset at like white men that want to come up and they want to say, well, look at the black crime. How about you sweep your porch first before you come over here trying to sweep someone else's? And when you got shit figured all out and you're not doing a bunch of fuck shit, then come talk to me about the fuck shit that we need to fix. But fix your fuck shit first before you try to fix somebody else's fuck shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background?
I disagree with the stuff on the background. Not really a Trump supporter, but very black conservative.
You're what?
Black conservative. But I'm not a Trump supporter, no.
You're a black conservative?
Yeah.
Turn on your camera real quick.
Got you. Hold on. Is it good enough for you?
No, I mean, well, one, like, skin tone isn't indicative of race, but it was a shadow and it was just like your hand I couldn't see.
Well, you want to see my hair? Or?
No, I mean, it would be okay if you just put your face on camera for like 2 seconds.
I don't want to really show my face on the camera, you know, especially like.
Did you come talk about some? Did you come talk about some black ass shit? No, I like you literally can't see you. But did you come talk about black ass shit?
No, I just came to talk about the Christians in the Bible and slavery.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, like, yeah, we can try it. If it gets too far into some black ass shit, then we're gonna need some actual validation in order to go deeper. No pause. But we can talk about it. So you disagree with the premise that Christians, the Bible is slavery?
No, slavery was a thing in the Bible, and it was a normal practice back in those times. It wasn't subjugated to race or anything like that. It was more so you were punished. You were punished with slavery if you committed war crimes or. Oh, want to say something?
I'm not talking about actual slavery.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say like Trump. Like, well, no, I thought you were trying to say like the Bible was like somehow like supporting slavery.
I mean, it does, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
When I say Christians, the Bible is slavery, I'm talking about the premise that the religion that is practiced has been weaponized to harm so many people throughout the history and even today. And at the same time, while contributing to so much harm, most people who use it, use the Bible, don't understand the Bible. They don't know the Bible. They overlook the contradictions within the Bible, and they just use it for justification to do the fuck shit that they're doing.
I mean, not necessarily, and that's not Christians. You might be thinking about Muslims, but that's not Christians, right?
No, I'm talking about Christians. Christians use the Bible and Christianity to justify colonialization. They use the Bible and Christianity to justify genocide. They use the Bible in Christianity to justify chattel slavery. They use the Bible and Christianity to justify like women not having bodily autonomy. They use the Bible and Christianity to justify like harming the queer community, like all of the shit. We're talking about Christians and
again, Christians. I mean, we're not necessarily going to go out there and harm anybody. Well, there's probably like a lot of extreme. Well, there's extremes in any type of group.
What were the Crusades?
That's a good question.
Do you know what Turtle Island was?
I'm not too educated on that. No.
Yeah, Turtle Island was the Americas prior to colonization. Do you know who the first group of Europeans were that came to Turtle Island?
No, I'm not too sure.
It was Spain, the Spaniards, specifically the conquistadors. Any chance you know the 2 reasons they said that they came here for?
No.
They said they came to actually find gold and spread Jesus. Do you know how many indigenous people were killed during the colonization of Turtle Island?
I have no clue, but I'm just saying this.
Millions, so many so that it literally cooled the temperature of the earth.
But you realize without colonization, you wouldn't be here, right?
I don't give a fuck. You think that's justification for colonization?
I'm not trying to justify it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just pointing out the obvious. You know, you would be somewhere. I mean, you would probably be somewhere in Africa throwing a spear at a lion.
Have you ever fucking been to Africa? You said throwing a spear. That's the stupidest shit that I've ever heard. Like,
yeah, I know what you're about to point out.
Like, let me tell you something. One, that's anti-black as fuck. But 2, like, it speaks to the fact that you really don't know shit if you think that, you know, they're just throwing spears in fucking Africa. That's so stupid. There's some of the, like, Africa has some of the most developed cities in the world that are self-sustaining.
Yeah, the colonized cities, like
no, the ones that aren't colonized. We're not talking about South Africa. We're talking about like Kenya. You don't know shit.
Would you live in Kenya or America?
Kenya.
So why don't you go to Kenya then? I mean, I love America.
One,
so
because I don't have to, and 2, I'm proving a point that you don't know shit. Like, for you to sit here and say, "Oh, we would be throwing spears." First of all, you wouldn't, because you seem like a kadunkachud, as Solid would say. Second of all, like, the fact that you came up here caping for Christianity, now you're caping for colonization while being like, you don't know shit.
But you realize what I just said. I said it wasn't a good thing at all.
I don't give a fuck about you saying it wasn't a good thing. It's about you saying it from the beginning.
But you know, come on, like we know there's parts of Africa that aren't as advanced as others.
Okay, David, now you're muted. Yeah, I said that if you're gonna do some, we're getting into some black ass shit, you're gonna have to turn the camera on. I need you to go ahead and cam up, Bubba. In order to continue this conversation, in order for you to continue saying anything else, because you know this is anti-black as fuck. You're gonna have to cam up. You gotta cam up. No. You don't. I don't care about the words until you actually get on the camera. Like, if you're willing to say the weird shit, then you have to put your face on it. Don't be a coward. Turn your camera on.
I don't really want to do that for people.
Okay, then fucking leave, because you're making the decision. Like, that's such a fucking coward move. You're such a fucking coward. You don't want to get on the camera, but you want to say so much fucked up shit. Holy shit. I need to come up with a new word. Because the fact that I've been working on the fact that I've been working on actively not being misogynist. And I used to call men the B word all the time. And so I need a new word, since I don't say the B word anymore. But like, what the fuck is that? Chud just doesn't do it. I need something to call these men, because cowards isn't strong enough. I need a new word. And so that's not strong enough. That's not strong. I need something with that has that visceral, like that venom that would just sting them to their core. Because that's such a fucking coward move. That's like such a fucking coward move. No, we're not going to call them a soup sandwich. Like, for you to be so fucking brave to say that shit when you knew Really? I didn't know that. Hey, Jeff, are you still here? Is it happening right now, or did we miss it? That's such a coward move. That's why I tell people, like, I'll say whatever you want. I'll let you say whatever you want to say. Jive turkey might be it. Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you. I might have to start calling these people jive turkeys. I might have to bring back jive turkeys. I kind of like that. Listen here, you jive turkey. I kind of like that one. Your dad still says jive turkey? Does your dad comb his chest hair too? I do like jabroni. I do like jabroni. What happened? You said, do I know him? No, because that's what they used to do. You think I'm bullshitting? They used to wear the shirts open, showing all their taco meat, and they used to comb their taco meat too. You think I'm joking? That shit was real. They used to comb the taco meat like it was a thing. It was a thing. You don't have to believe me. You can go look it up. You don't have to believe me. You can go look it up. They used to have like the shirts open to here and showing all their taco meat. I know because my dad did the same. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do with that one. Only reason I know this shit is because my dad did the same. Where is it? Fuck it. W's in the chat for Red for the $9.99 super chat to say a ton of black conservatives come from Southern religious folks still stuck on rules and weaponization of the magic book given to them. Oh, I already read that one. W's in the chat for Eukersor for the $5 super chat to say was going to ask if you finished reading One Nation Under Blackmail and you started talking about it. You should read Franklin Scandal by Nick Bryan. I'll check that out. The reason I purposely didn't talk too much about One Nation Under Blackmail, because I feel like they'll flag me for that shit. Like reading that book felt like there was some shit that I wasn't supposed to know. If I'm gonna be honest, reading that book felt like there's a bunch of shit that I was not supposed to know. So that was in the chat for Red for the $1.99 super chat to say a lot of American is advanced as a lot of America that's advanced are blue cities. Facts. That was in the chat for Vicky for the $10 donation saying for just being you. Thank you so much, Vicky. That was in the chat for Jay for the $5 that said not Obama excusing Washington's own slaves. Exactly, that shit was wild. That was in the chat for Justina for the $3. A little bit behind, but I believe there's only 2 steps to fix the problem. 1, recognizing the privilege granted by the system. 2, rejecting the privilege said outright. Yeah, I agree. That was in the chat for Phoenix Eyes for the $2 super chat to say a well-timed know your place, and shut your mouth. Yeah. I kind of actually agree with that one too. W's in the chat for holy shit. Ian sent 1,000 bits over on Twitch. That's fucking crazy. W's in the chat for sorry, not Ian. Ian. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen for sending out 2 community subs. W's in the chat for Mr. J for the 70 cheered bits. W's in the chat for Nighthawk for the $5 donation saying insult for misogynist bacon eye parasite. I don't know, Nighthawk. That one just doesn't roll off the tongue. Like it has to be something that's like a quip. You know, it has to be good, but it also has to be quick in order to like sting. Like the best insults happen when, one, they don't really understand that they're being insulted, and two, quick enough for it to go over their head and they have to like double take and realize it. Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything in the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything in the background? Yellow belly, maybe yellow belly. I kind of do like the premise of calling someone yellow belly. What about a lint liquor? You lint liquor? We can call them a lint liquor. Cootie queen, yeah. Cootie queen. Debbie's in the chat for just Devin for the $2 super chat to say I've heard I swear my favorite insult is carbon shit weasel. What is that? I don't know what that is. I've never heard that one before. That's interesting. Let's see here. Call him a jobber. That is a good insult. Fucking jobber. Call him a fucking jobber. Let's see here. 45, 47. 45, 47.
What's up?
Bro, why you ain't got no shirt on?
I have never worn a shirt my entire TikTok career. Pants, usually I haven't worn either, but now I have to wear pants, so.
Okay. You want to battle?
Sure.
Do you know politics?
Like the current politics that are going around right now?
Yeah, politics.
Are you talking?
Like social structures, any of those things?
I don't know nothing about that.
One of my requirements to battle is like you have to debate me at the same time.
I can debate you about pop culture, but anything about Trump or any type of I don't know nothing. I mean, like I have an idea. Like, I mean, if you explain it to me, I can give you a position. But if you say something like a popular thing, I'm not gonna necessarily know. Like if you say the whatchamacallit act, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Do you think black people can be racist?
Yeah.
You want to debate me on that?
I don't think I should. Me personally, I already have enough discourse about. Can we do a different topic? Because there's enough discourse about me. They say I only like white guys and all that, and I don't. So yeah, that's probably not a good one for me. I get clips. But yeah, just yes, I believe that.
That made me feel uncomfortable. That made me feel real uncomfortable. I'm okay. I'm okay. That made me feel super uncomfortable. We do not consent. They're saying no. Like, these people are saying no. I'm shocked that he said yes. How's it going?
What's up, bro? I'm good. What's up?
Good, good. You want to battle?
What you supposed to do when you battle? I'm new at this stuff.
Oh, I don't really battle much, but I just want to debate.
Yeah, I'm learning how to work all this live stuff.
Okay. You can learn on your own time then. We're looking for a debate. We're going to trap somebody in the debate. I just need someone to actually fucking lock in.
This is one of the huge box items. I cannot say it's big box.
Good so far.
Good. You want to battle?
Sure.
Yes.
Do you know politics?
Guys, this is amazing.
Yeah.
If you put it in the room,
You do?
there will be.
Yeah.
You got some loud background noise. Any chance you can turn it down?
And the box is.
Part of me battling is that I debate politics at the same time. You willing to do that?
Politics? It's have to be Jamaican politics, though.
Jamaican. How about this? Do you think women could be good leaders? Or do you think women should be leaders?
Yep.
You say yes?
Yes.
I can barely hear you.
Yes. Hear me?
Okay. Do you believe that we should abolish the patriarchy?
Yep.
I think we're good here. I think we can wrap this one up. I don't think there's a debate there. Yeah, I didn't really want to do religion. I didn't really want to. Are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background? Are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background? Let's see if we can talk to one more. Let's try this guy. Guys, they keep rejecting me. They keep saying no. They're not interested in talking to me. I wonder why. Is it me, chat? Did I do something wrong? How come they don't love me, man? Why don't they want to talk to me? They can't see the hat. They just see my profile picture. Actually, I know what it is. I know what it is, Chad. It's not me, it's you. It's literally not me, it's you. What it is they can see how many of us are here. And then when they see how many of us there is here, and they're like, nah, we don't want to battle this person. But fuck them, we roll deep. We got that deep, deep. This looks interesting. This guy has an American flag on his face.
What's up, welcome in.
What's going on?
What's up, Santana?
What's happening? Are you in the US?
Yes, sir. Why? What's up?
You want to battle?
Yeah, sure.
One part of me battling though is debating. You want to debate? You know politics?
No politics?
I said,
no
do you
religion.
know politics?
Oh no, I don't do politics or religion.
Do you think women who's better? Not him fucking running. God damn it. God damn it. All right, this is it. This is the last one. I'm not gonna try anymore after this one. After this, fuck that. Fuck this shit. I'm out. If we can't get one to actually lock in with us, let's see what Cowboy Cody is hitting for. Cowboy Cody, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You want to debate? I mean, not debate, but you want to battle?
I mean, I don't have any smoke in here, but we can try.
Would you like to debate while we battle?
Or are we debating first?
What would you feel? You want to debate politics, religion?
I don't do politics in my life.
You don't do politics?
I do not.
You think do you think men are better leaders than women?
That depends on the scenario that you're doing for whatever you're doing, really.
That's fair. You think black people can be racist?
To other people in general?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you think black people can be racist?
Everybody can be racist to everybody.
Okay, you want to debate that while we battle?
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much I like it, but we can do one.
All right, chat. Really quick, are we good with that? Are we battling and black people? Yeah, Old Faithful. Sorry, Solid. We're gonna do Old Faithful. Yeah. Okay. All right, chat. Let's do the thing. Tap the screen, I guess, or whatever. Like, I know you get like some taps and shit. So tell me, why do you say that black people can anyone can be racist?
I mean, whites cannot like other whites. Black cannot like whites. Black cannot have black. Blacks can go off the rail on another black, or like a white go off the rail on another white. Same thing with I mean, any race can go off on each other and be racist with each other.
Got it. Do you think that's how it's always been? Like, you know, like racism has always been like that?
I feel like back in the day, I feel like technology has affected that.
No. What I'm saying is, do you think that it's always been where like anybody could be racist towards anybody?
No.
No.
Back in the day, back in the days that you couldn't do that.
Back in what day?
I don't know. Back in the early days.
What's the early days? What are we talking about? Back in the Bibles?
Yes.
Okay. What about like in 1776?
I don't know, man. You're getting in words I really don't like going into because I really not. I mean,
What words are we talking about when I say 17? What was happening in 1776? That was the founding of our country, right? Whoa! Whoa! Bro ran. Bro ran. He fucking left. He fucking left. You said you could see it. I saw the terror in his eyes too. Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you. I saw the fucking terror in his eyes. He said, "You're saying words that I don't like." I didn't even get to the words that I didn't think he was gonna like. Fuck. Do y'all want to try one more? Do you want to try one more just to see if we can get that off? What are we doing? You want to do one? You want to see if we can get one more? See if we can hold them? All right, let's see if we can find one more. I can't believe he fucking ran mid-battle. Usually they like that battling shit. Yo. You want to battle?
You want to battle? You can battle.
I got an echo now. I got an echo now.
You heard an echo?
Yeah.
I just got this thing. I don't know how to set this up. Every time I battle somebody now,
You sound really low.
Too. Yo. How about now?
Are you changing your fade?
The mic volume. I really don't know how to work.
Turn your fade up.
Fade?
Yeah.
I don't see that option on here, bro.
Are you on studio?
Nah, I'm on my phone, bro.
You're on your phone. You don't see an option for a fade, and you're getting feedback. Is there any way that you can disconnect then from the just from the soundboard for now? Because this shit's like really bad.
Yo, is it good?
Yeah. See, now it's perfect. Yeah, you might want to check your fade. That'll turn up your volume. But as far as like the feedback, if it's going through your soundboard, then you might want to check how you have it connected in the back. So
I got you.
You want to battle?
Yeah, we can battle.
Well, with me battling, do you know politics?
Nah, yeah, we could do it all the banter and shit. Yeah.
No. I mean, I like to debate. If I battle, so you want to?
I like debate on what though?
Yeah, do you know politics or no?
Politics, like what subject though? You're talking about like
the current political state of our country.
Oh yeah, nah, I don't really know too much on that.
Do you think men are better leader than women?
You said, do you think men are better leader than women? Of course. I feel like as a man, we're supposed to lead.
You want to debate that?
Fuck it.
Can you turn? There's like a TV or something in the background. Can you turn that down a little bit?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right.
I feel like a woman can lead though. You know what I'm saying? She can, but a man is supposed to be a natural leader. You feel what I'm saying?
Why?
That's how I feel. You said why?
Yeah.
I feel as though like we the protection. So
you think men are protectors?
I feel like we are the protectors. You feel what I'm saying? But a woman could be the same way. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like a man got to step up to the plate a little more.
So
to protect the woman.
In general, you think men are protectors?
I think we should be protectors, providers.
Got it. Hey, why is it that over 90% of all violent crime is committed by men? Why do men lead in femicide and also CSAM?
Why do what?
Why do men lead in femicide and CSAM?
What does that mean, bro? I don't know what that means.
Like killing their families and touching kids.
So why do they lead in that?
Yeah.
I don't know what be they thinking, what be going on, what people thinking, but shit. I can't answer you that question. I don't know, bro.
Well, okay.
Yo,
if
Pretty
men,
Black with the fireworks.
If men are like leaders and protectors, then why are they also like perpetuating the most amount of violence?
Bro, you asking me questions I do not know. Can you answer that question?
Yeah, because the performance of men is something that continues to marginalize anyone that doesn't subscribe to man. Do you know what the patriarchy is?
Nah, what's that? School me. Oh man, I don't know.
Tell me one more time why you think men are like better leaders and stuff.
Well, I think men are better leaders. I'm not saying they better leaders, but I'm saying like they should be leading. They should be providing. You feel what I'm saying? But it shouldn't just be a one-sided thing. You know, I feel as though females could do the same thing. I'm not really one-sided on it.
Female octopus, female turtle, female dragon. What are we talking?
The human species. What I'm saying? Us.
Also a female human. You mean a woman?
Yeah, woman. Word.
Got it. Why'd you say female?
What do you mean?
Howdy, partner. Why'd you say female instead of woman? Howdy, partner.
It's like the same shit to me. Like woman, female. It's a girl.
Wait, so you think woman, female, and girl are the same thing?
I mean, you know, I'm saying like, you know what I mean? They're not necessarily the same thing. You know, you got to be more, you know, like you got to use your words correctly. But at the same time, you know what I meant though.
That's why I was looking for clarification. Do you know the difference between like female, woman, and girl?
They all girls, bro.
You do know that the actual description of girl is connected to a child, right? Like
I mean, you know what I meant
an
though,
underage underage female human is ascribed the title of a girl.
That's the title?
Yeah, that's why you don't call women girls and you don't.
What's
call
the difference
girls
between female and woman though?
Well, female is the sex assignment. Well, woman is the gender. There's a difference between sex and gender. Do you know what the difference is between sex and gender?
Sex and gender? I feel like it's the same, like it's the same shit, like male, female. Like when they ask when you're doing the application, they ask you which you a male or a female.
Yeah, that's your sex. What's gender?
What's gender? It's the gender you was born to be, like your gender, male or female.
Gender is a social construct. Gender is depending on like what's subscribed to the actual labeling, right? So just because you say that you're a man, that means that you subscribe to the norms that the society deems to be masculine versus what I think he was saying. Shut your ass up as he ran. Chad, I think he was telling me shut your ass up as he ran. Damn. I wonder if he took any of that away with him. Like at least one thing. Damn it, I don't think he took anything away. one thing though? Just one? I feel like we're cooked. I feel like we're high key, we're cooked. Yo.
What's up?
What's going on? You want to battle?
I was actually about to just get off.
You want to debate then before you get off?
What we debating?
You know politics?
Nah, not really my thing.
You religious?
Man of faith.
So you wouldn't subscribe to being like a Christian or anything?
Well, it's different between being religious and having a religion you practice.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that. That's why I said so. You wouldn't subscribe to being a Christian or anything?
No, I would.
You would?
I would. Yeah.
So you call yourself a Christian?
I do.
Do you think women should have access to abortion?
I think women should have access to whatever they want to have access to.
That's fair. That's actually pretty based.
What you think?
Say it again.
So what you think?
Oh yeah, I believe in bodily autonomy.
Get off your chest, OG.
Yeah, usually I don't want to shock Christians too hard, and so like I don't want to say you seem like a pretty cool dude, so I don't want to just like
Well, look, it's TikTok, so I ain't gonna take nothing you say too serious. Go ahead and let me hear.
Do you believe the Bible is the word of God?
I will say yeah.
Do you believe the Bible is accurate?
In my opinion, I will say yes.
Do you think God is like all knowing, all powerful, all good?
In my beliefs, yes.
See, someone in my chat just said I kind of like him. I kind of like him too. That's why I don't even want to tell him this. God,
what you gonna tell me?
Why is God pro incest?
That's what you're gonna tell me?
Yeah.
You say you was gonna, so you want to tell me he's pro incest?
Yeah, that's my question for you. Why is God pro incest?
That's a good. You asking all the right questions this morning. What you practice?
I don't.
You don't have any type of religion?
I grew up Southern Baptist. Once I got a little bit older, I became non-denominational. I believe there's a higher power. I don't think the Bible is accurate. There's too many logical loopholes within the Bible, too many contradictions. I think that thinking that like men is the highest form is a sense of hubris. So I don't know what there is, but I do believe there is something. Hell, it could be aliens, right? I do believe in aliens as well. I don't think that sitting here saying that like a book that was written, 500 years after the supposed, person that it centers was dead, and then it's been translated from multiple languages, from like the original language to Amharic to like Hebrew and all this other stuff. So like, I don't know. I mean, I think there's something. I just don't think that we know what it is, and I think for anyone to claim that they do doesn't make sense.
Do you believe in hell? Actually, let me back up. Do you believe in any type of afterlife?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not against saying that there could be, but also like don't know if there is.
I'm gonna say, but what do you believe though? Like,
I believe that we don't know. I believe that like we should just be good people while we're alive and focus on being good people, and then whatever happens after that, it kind of happens, you know.
Have you read the Bible yourself?
Yeah. That's why I said God's pro incest.
That's what you got from reading the Bible?
I got a lot more from that. Jesus was a black communist. He also had sex with one of his disciples.
You got this from reading, or somebody told you this?
No, I got it from reading. You got to read the entire Bible, and if you like know the story of Uriah, which is in like 2 Samuel 11, and then you take a look at what Jesus did in like John 13, and like the fact that like washing feet is a euphemism in certain portions of the Bible for like sex. And then you talk about the fact that Jesus like disrobed to quote unquote wash his disciple feet. Like, why you got to get naked to wash feet? So also, what was it? King James was gay. Like it's a lot to it.
Have you read in Leviticus?
Yeah.
What about Deuteronomy? I think Deuteronomy is something where you should probably start in Deuteronomy. I think that alone itself would kind of, since you read the Bible, I would say go back and reread Deuteronomy again.
Oh no, I've read that. Did you know that in 1964 the Bible was changed? Did you know the company that purchased the rights within the United States to actually distribute the Bible actually not only bought the rights to distribute the Bible, but changed the wordings to perpetuate like a myth that somehow there was an issue with homosexuality? Did you know before that they didn't have the word man shall not lie with man, but it said man shall not lie with child? That was done in 1964.
Okay, let me ask you this though.
Yep.
How long you been on that?
Since 2024.
And what's your purpose? What you think?
My purpose for what?
For you, like for the questions, or for you, like want to know somebody's religion, what they practice. What would be your purpose?
Honestly, the purpose is I do debates, right? And so I was just scrolling through looking for people who like to battle and then again debate me and debate on different topics. I think that it's important to deconstruct religion because I think organized religion is harmful. Like again, I don't think having some type of faith or purpose or whatever is harmful, but I do think living in by an actual structure that is clearly flawed. Like that's what I'm saying. You know, people who deem themselves to be Christians and adhere to the Bible, while most of them don't know the Bible, don't read the Bible, or at the very least know that there's logical flaws and they're willing to accept logical flaws, and then at the same time use the Bible to like commit heinous crimes. Did you know like the reason behind colonialization, genocide, race, like all of these harmful structures is Christianity?
I think that's subjective, but yeah, sure.
No. Do you know who created race? It was a Portuguese man by the name of Gomez Inês de Zarara. He was a chronicler for Prince Henry the Navigator. In 1452, he was actually commissioned by the Catholic Church to document the differences between these people, right? And so he deemed people which would then become to be called Black people to be animalistic, hypersexual, needed to be civilized, and they could civilize Black people through Christianity and through chattel slavery. So like the point that I'm getting to is like, if you look throughout history and even today, the perpetuation of a lot of these, not only, mass issues throughout history, but even like the structures that we live in today have all been justified through Christianity.
It seems like that's the only religion you really care about.
I think that's been the most harmful religion that's been weaponized throughout the history of the world. I don't like any organized religion, but Christianity specifically has not only been weaponized, but spread throughout the rest of the world. People like to say, well, what about like Islam and Muslims? I agree that like there's been a lot of fighting that's been confined to one area, but unlike like Muslims with Islam, Christianity has been spread all around the world.
Hold on.
I think he's a cool dude. Like I didn't, you know, that's why I didn't even want to do this, because he seems pretty cool. I don't know, chat. What you guys think? Yeah, he does seem pretty chill. Yeah, he muted himself.
No, I agree with you, boss. I agree. I agree that I think people use Christianity as they use that to commit hate crimes, but again, they might not even be Christian.
Well, and I hear you, but like, would you say the Catholic Church wouldn't be Christian?
I'd just say that's above my scope. You know what I mean? I can only that's not really my conversation, but
yeah, like the only issue I have when people say, well, they might not be Christian, what do you have to do to be considered a Christian? Not to get into heaven, right? But just to be considered a Christian.
I don't know if there are any specific guidelines.
There's actually two things.
What's the two things?
One, you have to acknowledge that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And two, you have to study the teachings, right? And so that's why even when you look in King James, there's black text and then there's red text. And anytime there's red text, those are the specific words of Jesus. So if you do those things, you can deem yourself to be a Christian. Now, outside of that, getting into heaven, there's different things that you got to do and da-da-da-da-da-da. But like, in order for anyone to say that they're a Christian, as long as they profess and accept that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and they actually study the teachings, then they technically can call themselves a Christian.
And you would say they're not Christian based off those two things?
I would say that them saying that they are Christian and then committing acts that goes against the teachings of Christ is weaponization of Christianity. Because if you look at what Jesus speaks on, the reason why I said Jesus was a black communist is because Jesus taught the principles of like loving everyone, helping everyone, you know, making sure people had what they need and all this other stuff. And then people who claim to be Christians turn around and like, especially here in our country, oh, these brown people can't come in here. We shouldn't feed people. Why do people need food? It's fucking weird.
I think you warranted every response you did.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean,
say it again.
It's a good conversation, food of thought for sure.
Yeah, you seem like a pretty cool dude. That's why, like, I didn't want to just like. Usually, hey, beautiful.
Nah.
Usually, like a bunch of Christians will come in here and they'll try to be like dickheads and like, oh, but like, I don't know. That's the only reason I was like, yeah, I don't want to. I didn't want to.
How you spread the word? Listen, I say I'm Christian, but again, I'm not gonna come in here and try to change your mind. You know, on that that's between you and whoever. You know what I mean, whenever you pass away, that's between you and your body. But
do you think that there's a need for Christianity, or like how do I say this? Do you think that in order to be a good person, there has to be the end threat of like heaven or hell?
No, I think you can be a good person without, that.
Okay. So do you think without the actual threat of a divine being, you would still try to be the person that you are?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think a lot of Christians rely on that crutch and they say like, well, I need to be a good person because I want to make it into heaven. But like, if that's the only reason that you're being a good person, then are you really doing it like unjust, because even the Bible, throughout the Bible, talks about doing things like not out of necessity, like doing it as far as like giving and being like in cheer. So I don't know. I think that a lot of people hold to Christianity and like saying, oh, we should do these good things because we got to get into heaven, not because it's for like the best thing within people and society and just to be a good person. I think that's weird.
I think people need to do their research for themselves, and whatever you come with, you know, whatever conclusion you come with after that is on you.
That's fair.
Once you get to a certain age, you're responsible for your own knowledge. You know what I mean? So whether you get on here and you saying this or somebody get on here and try to spread the word, you're gonna be responsible for your knowledge at the end of the day. You did?
Yeah, I hear you.
That's
hey,
my personal opinion.
How do you square like Christianity upholding colonization?
How to say that again?
How do you square Christianity upholding colonization?
I don't know if I would. That's above my scope.
Do you know what Turtle Island is, or Turtle Island was?
Turtle Island?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
So Turtle Island was the Americas prior to colonization, right? Prior to the different Europeans coming here and actually killing off the indigenous people that were here. Did you know that, like, first of all, they came from multiple European countries. You know, a lot of people think it was just like Britain, but it was like Britain, France, the Dutch came, Swedes, a bunch of them, right? But they came here and they killed so many indigenous people that it cooled the temperature of the earth. Did you know that?
Where'd you read that at?
Oh, there's a great actual study that was completed. It's on, you can go and look at it on historychannel.com. But there's multiple studies that were completed to show the effects of not only colonization, but the effects of the earth with the amount of indigenous people that died. Millions. They killed millions of them.
You believe all those studies are accurate?
I believe that when you look at multiple sources that come up with the same type of empirics while reviewing different data, and they come to the same conclusion, that you can actually rely on that.
Or is it that, or those multiple sources have the same beliefs, which is why they all sound similar?
Wait, do you not believe in science?
I do believe in science, but I think science is also has been messed with, it's been tampered with.
How so?
Just like I don't want to say my beliefs on here, but I think science has been tampered with. Would you disagree with me?
I think that we should believe experts. I think that it's not perfect, right? Even when you talk about like medicine, the reason why they call it practicing medicine is because there's no perfect science for a certain thing. But I do believe that there's ways of like perfecting things to optimal levels. So I believe in like vaccines. I believe in like, you know, empirics. I believe in things that where if they're actually, you know, proven, then I'm willing to accept it unless something is disproven. Like, do you think the earth is flat?
I've never came to my conclusion whether I believe that or not.
What's the hesitation?
Truth be told, I don't really like those conversations. I don't even be thinking about shit like that. Like I got a bunch of other stuff to be worried about rather than, you know what I mean, to where if the world's flat or not. Like I feel like people who think about shit like that got too much time on your hands. I have shit to do. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against those people. I'm just like, I don't have time to sit here and ponder whether or not the world is flat or round.
Yeah, well, the thing I was going to say is like the people who say, well, like, oh, they believe the earth is flat. Like, I mean, there's empirics to prove that not only is the earth not flat, but like there's actual mathematics that disproves the premise of the earth being flat. So the point that I'm saying is like, while I think that science can be flawed, I do think that there's a need to lean on experts unless there's a way to disprove something that an expert has published. Also, you know, the funny thing about like colonizers, they wrote all the shit down. Like when I tell you they wrote all the shit down and they kept pristine records, like all the shit that I'm talking about, you can go back and find this shit written in their own handwriting, like their own words. It's amazing how detailed of records they kept with everything, and they made sure to continue to protect the shit that they wrote down.
You know, it amazes me that people actually be thinking about this shit. Like this is people like day-to-day talk.
Yeah. Well, normally I talk about like things that are affecting society throughout the day, and you know, blah 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 blah. But I read a lot. I've been reading a lot recently. I've been really getting into reading. I've read some really good. Have you ever heard of the 1619 Project?
Can't say I have. No.
That's a really good book. You should check it out. Super dope, right? It's like the understanding of like chattel slavery, the transatlantic slave trade prior to the creation of the United States of America, and then it even goes up until like 2019, during Trump's first term. But it's a detailed understanding in history and documentation of like different things that Black people have experienced. And da 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 da. Anyway, I've been reading a lot, and so these types of things, you know, they get me thinking. Plus, it's
what's your chat normally? How these conversations normally turn out? I feel like they normally go left.
Oh yeah, no, that guys love me. That for some reason they like me. I don't know why they like me, but they come here every day to listen to me talk about nothing. It's super weird. They're weird. Chat, you guys are weird. You all are a bunch of weirdos. There's 1.4 of these weirdos listening to us just talk about this.
Oh, yeah, well, that's my cue. Hey, brother, it was getting nice to know you, man.
What, you're leaving?
Yeah, that's too many people for me, boss. Hey, but it was nice to know you, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you. I told you it was you guys. I shouldn't have told them that you were here. I fucking told you it was you. I fucking told you it was you. I shouldn't have told them you guys were here. Damn it. You guys think, hey, thank you for the helmet. You could see like his thought process being shooken. Oh shit, it's 11. Fuck. Holy shit. I didn't realize it was 11 o'clock. I got to go get a fucking haircut because we got a flight. Holy fuck. Okay, let me do this really quick. I didn't even realize what time it was. I just had to text my barber and say we're coming. Holy shit. Okay, I got to go. Damn it. Debbie's in the chat for, let me read these off really quick. Holy shit. Debbie's in the chat for Test for the 15. My favorite insult is one of you probably can't say dick skin, which is circumcised, gets thrown away, but it's so sensitive. Good luck on your search. Yeah, absolutely. W's in the chat for Joshua for the 3. Johnson Tittles over on YouTube. Favorite insult is poodle. Also call him chicken shit. Well, yeah, chicken shit is pretty good. W's in the chat for Ryan for the 2. Just got a college for all, Medicare for all, jobs for all, justice for all t-shirt from Temu. I was gonna wear the F out of it, the shirt when I get it, trying to weed out as many people as I can. I know that's right. Fuck them. Debbie's in the chat for Jay for the 2. Say call them chumps. Welcome to the Uncood. You can't crush his soul. Yeah. Debbie's in the chat for Alex for the 2. If it wasn't for science, callers wouldn't even be participating in such calls across the states, let alone the world. The flat earth hesitation from the column was worse. Yeah, I can't believe that he like hesitated with that flat earth shit. Okay, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here because I have a haircut that I was supposed to be at 18 fucking minutes ago. Hold on. What is he saying? Hold on. He's typing back. Do you think he's going to cancel? God damn it. If he cancels, then I'm not going to be able to get a haircut today. Fuck. Damn it. I'm not going to be. God damn it. He's not going to be able to squeeze me in because he has another one at 12. God damn it. I don't want to have to get a haircut when I travel. Ah, fuck. Man. I don't like going to, like, he's really good too. He's really good. W's in the chat for Loretta. He said, too, you think you broke the toy? No, I didn't do shit. It was y'all. The fact that he realized there was so many y'all watching him, he got stage fright. Fuck. I said, if anyone cancels before 3 p.m., can you let me know? He said I could. I don't think they will. Fuck. Ah. God damn it, I'm going to have to get a barber or I'm going. Fuck. Okay. Well, that sucks. I shouldn't have been greedy with the talking. I was yip-yapping too much. That's on me. That's on me. All right, let's get out of here. At least I got to pack and shit, so fuck. All right, and I got to use the bathroom. Okay. Let's go.
You stepped in a box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in shame. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats who get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah.
Hey, W's in the chat for the chat. W's in the chat for the chat. Guys, also W's in the chat for May Twins for the 40 CRYBABIES over on Twitch. We're going to cut this short because I got to use the bathroom, guys. I love you. I love you. Love you. Thank you for all the gifts, taps, likes, shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for being amazing. I love you all as always. Peace. All right, peace.